Big Ronnie saying if you don't watch this guy's YouTube channel, you're making a big mistake. What is up, everybody? It is vamp time. Oh man, gotta love it, gotta love it. What's up, Fall Rain? How you doing, man? It is vamp time. It's vamp time. Here we go. Man, it is 2024. It's crazy to think 2023 is gone. It was such a fast year. It just blew right by. So much happened. So many crazy news stories. So many events. So many great movies and TV shows and things. But tonight, we're going to focus on the movies that came out in 2023 and then look forward to some of the movies that I'm looking forward to in 2024. You know, we got to, it's a year recap kind of show. We got to talk about some other things, including, I mean, just all the crazy news stories right off the bat. It seems like forever ago, that Titan implosion, that submarine, DeMar Hamlin having his heart attack in that playoff game. Forgive me, I'm making noise here. Thought I had silenced that. And let's see, the Lewiston, Maine shooting. Oh, sorry, I got to mute both the phones here because I'm a gangster, carry two phones. But 18 people dead, very, very sad and tragic. The mass shootings just never stop, and it's getting old. The China spy balloon, China spy balloon. Man, that seems like forever ago, but I guess, yeah, it was last year. And it's still going on, unfortunately, but wars in Ukraine and wars in Gaza and Israel, just very, very tragic. And if you would have asked me 30 years ago if I thought there would still be wars going on in 2024, I would say yes. But now that we're here, it's like, come on, this is old. This is stupid. There's this senseless killing and acts of violence and ruining people's lives, devastating people's families. It needs to stop. It really needs to stop. It's very, very sad just to see the things that are going on over there right now. So anyways, I hope everyone over here that's watching is having a wonderful, wonderful start to their new year here. And in addition to that, I have compiled a list of my some of my top, and no particular order, but some of my top favorite movies of the year, the bottom movies I hated the most, and some that were kind of like in the middle there, but noteworthy. And then we have we'll go through and we'll look forward to everything that's coming up this year. Not everything, but you know, everything that I went through and saw and I thought that was kind of noteworthy that we're looking forward to in 2024. And with that being said, I guess I will, before we dive in, we'll say hello to everybody. But one other thing that I did want to kind of do is go back really quickly here and just remember some of the celebrities that we lost. And you know, we've, on a personal level, we lose loved ones. We have people that, you know, are close to us in whatever capacity that we lose. And on a personal note, that is far more devastating than you know, losing one of our favorite actors or something. But losing an actor is something that ties all of us in this community together. People that we love watching, that we enjoy, things that take our minds off of our reality. So losing some of these folks is, you know, it's losing, you feel like you're losing a bit of a connection, but at least we have their memory in movies and TV shows or radio or wherever that may be. But just just to go down and name a few, because so many people, and it's every single year we lose people. But Matthew Perry, just very, very crazy. One of the bigger names, Suzanne Summers, Rudolph Isley from the Isley brothers, Dianne Feinstein, congressman, like her, hate her, whatever, longtime congressman, um, Bob Barker, Terry Funk, wrestler, Brooks Robinson, a historic, legendary baseball player, Alan Arkin, just going through Sinead O'Connor, Pee Wee Herman, William Friedkin, Tony Bennett, Treat Williams, the Iron Sheik, just so many people. Tina Turner, Jim Brown, Texas Dolly, legendary. Loved watching Doyle Brunson play poker. So good at what he did, and entertaining as heck. Jerry Springer, just going down the list here. So it is just tons and tons and tons. And I don't mean to be overlooking or anybody in particular, but Tom Sizemore, Lance Reddick. If you're a sports fan, Tim McCarver, Raquel Welch, Burt Bacharach, Lisa Loring, the original Wednesday Addams, Lisa Marie Presley, and Julian Sands. And after they discovered Julian Sands' body, it seemed like every movie that I would see was something that he was in. Just crazy. What a legend. What an absolute legend. And you hate to see you figure the way he passed away, he was probably alone, hurt. Hopefully he went quick and was doing something that he loved, which he was out in the mountains. David Crosby, Ken Block, from like all the crazy racing videos and stuff. Jeff Beck, just so many celebrities. So I just want to take a minute to remember them and anybody else. Last year I lost my uncle. This has been like an ongoing theme for me. So many family members over the last few years that we've lost. So I did want to take a minute to talk about that before we dive into a lot of fun stuff. I thought, it would be appropriate just to kind of remember those that we lost. But before we dive into my favorites and least favorites of the year, let me say hello to everybody. TC, what's going on? How you doing? Gale's in the house. What's up? Deadpool fanatic, what is up? Yeah, everybody, if you would hit that thumbs up button, that would be huge. I would appreciate that. And Fall Rain, yes, it's vamp time. It is vamp time. Oh, it's 100% vamp time. Fulva Gamers in the house. Antonis is here. What's up? Happy New Year to you, everybody. OGP definitely likes to taste the biscuit. But just be sure to keep your honey sauce and your butter spread off my chicken wings. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings. Robert C's in the house. What's up? And let's see here. Brian Sanchez in the house. How you doing? HC's here. Tech 360. Indrid Cole. Mr. Bones. Look at this. All these legends dropping in. Wicked Network. What's up? And I don't mean to be skipping over anybody's comments here, but anyways, I want to get to the meat of what we're going to be talking about today. So just saying hello to everybody. I appreciate your comments. Appreciate your love. This is the legend himself, Anthony Mulkey. What's going on, man? Hopefully you and the rest of the Mulkey family had an absolute wonderful new year and are having a great one, man. I'll tell you what, man, we're changing Nick's name. When it comes to conventions, Nick, we got to start calling him Saint Nick, as in Saint Nicholas, as in Santa Claus, because man, the gifts that Creep I.E has given us to look forward to in February with the Sons of Anarchy reunion, the Scream reunion, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reunion, so many awesome things to look forward to there. So if you haven't, man, the early bird ticket prices were on sale, and now the price has gone up, but not too much. It's still dirt cheap. So I hope to see everybody out there at Creep I.E Con at the beginning of February. So if you haven't got your tickets, go ahead and grab those now before they sell out, because they will. They most assuredly will. NG, what's up? Jimmy Buffett enjoying cheeseburger in paradise? Yes, he is. Yes. And rest in peace to Lahaina in Maui. Man, that devastating fire that actually, burned. There was a cheeseburger in paradise restaurant there that was one of the restaurants that fell victim to that fire as well. So many. And forgive me if I missed anybody, but Texas Chainsaw turns 50 as well. Yes. And that is exactly why Creep I.E is doing a 50th anniversary. They are the official 50th anniversary reunion for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So very, very cool stuff. Cannot wait to be there. So anyways, I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening, and join me, shall you? Right? Man, and here it is. We have just begun the final year of the Daily Woo, right? Those of you who may be fans of the Woo, he's announced that this is going to be the last year of his Daily Woo. He's going to move on to different things, bigger and better, greener pastures, right? But very happy for the Woo getting his new house, and hey, and Cinestalker got, has his new pad, and lots of good things came out of 2023, and lots to look forward to in 2024. So, but before we can look forward to 2024, we have to talk about some of the movies from 2023. And we'll kind of go back, and I'm not going to hit on every single thing because we could be here all night with that. But once we get through and I kind of go over all this stuff, then we could talk about, we'll open up the chat, talk about whatever. But right here at the beginning, I'd like to get into some of the stuff from 2023. And a knock at the cabin. M. Night Shyamalan's will be, I guess that's our icebreaker, christening the video here, talking about movies. And when this came out, I didn't go see it right away, and I forget why. Maybe there's something going on or whatever. But I kind of put it off. And then when I finally watched it, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was different, a lot different than what I had expected. But is it one of the best movies of the year? I don't have it up there. I don't. And what I'm going to do right now, we're going to go through some of the movies, and then I'll tell you my my favorites, least favorites, and stuff. But we had Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Ugh, man, I had such high expectations or hopes for that. Maybe not expectations, but hopes. And that was a rough one. Cocaine Bear. I really had high hopes for that, being Ray Liotta's last film. The cast, the crazy, what you would expect from Cocaine Bear, missed the mark a little bit. Scream 6 was a lot of fun, and man, so disappointing what's going on with Scream 7 now. Hopefully they can figure that out. John Wick 4. Oh man, what an action-packed adventure. A lot of fun right there. The Pope's Exorcist, better than I thought. I think better than it should have been. Renfield, and this one I enjoyed. It was fun. You couldn't really take it serious or anything, but it was a fun movie. Evil Dead, man, if you have not seen my Evil Dead Rise rant and you're interested on my thoughts, that is a fun video because that movie, I had some very, very, very opinionated thoughts about that. And of course we had Indiana Jones 5. Mixed emotions about that. It was great seeing Harrison Ford back, but at the same time, the movie was a little goofy. Some of the CGI was a little weird, but it was still cool. Anytime Harrison Ford's in a movie, we're all going to go. We know it. We're all going to go. Insidious Red Door, that to me was a great installment in that franchise. Oppenheimer, I just recently watched Oppenheimer. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Last Voyage of Demeter. This is one that when it came out, I was sick. And so I go like, oh, well, I'll watch it in a few days. I'll go watch it in a few days. And then I heard a lot of people saying it was long and boring. And boy, do I disagree with that. I thought it was long. And I kind of equate this to like a modern day Hammer film where it was dark and kind of slower paced. But Dracula was a badass. And it really goes back to like a dark, evil, not a princess prima donna kind of Dracula, but an ugly, creepy, evil Dracula. And so anyways, I enjoyed Last Voyage of Demeter. We'll talk about that a little bit more, of course. Equalizer 3, maybe Definitely Equalizer 2 and 3 were not as good as the first one, but to me, I still really enjoyed it. I love Denzel, and I thought he did a phenomenal job with that. The Nun 2, it got some hate. I don't think it got as much hate as the first Nun movie did, but I've enjoyed both. The Nun 2 I thought was way better than the first one, and I really, really enjoyed it. And here's where the controversy begins. Here's where it begins. The Exorcist Believer. A lot of, man, so many people love to hate this movie, and I have some thoughts on that. And there's good and there's bad from this movie. It's not all bad. It is definitely not all bad, and it's kind of nice, a movie like that you come out and you have a very strong opinion a few months later to kind of sit back and go, okay, after I've processed and digested this, how do I feel about it now? And so we'll talk about that a little bit more as we dive into um, some of my bests and worsts of the year. And then, of course, Saw X, which may be the best of the year, one of them. Absolutely phenomenal movie, and it cannot wait now that Saw 11 has been announced. Cannot absolutely wait. And in addition to those, man, we had Creep I.E Con, we had Creep I.E Aftermath, Midsummer Scream. We were disappointed because Season Screaming was canceled, and I love that convention. So disappointed not to have that. But there were some great conventions, great times with friends, a lot of cool, fun things that happened this year. More earlier in the year than later, as like later in the year, I had, sick a lot of things going on. But you know what? We're off to a pretty good start here in 2024, and fingers crossed that I stay healthy and we go have a lot of fun this year, and I'll bring you along with me. And I hope that all of you are having better health in the new year. I know there's a few, and I don't want to get into people's personal business stuff, but there are a few legends here that have been dealing with some very, very, very serious illnesses, and I hope you all are beating those and getting better in the new year here. So anyways, we'll catch up on a couple more comments before we dive into, and if I missed some of the movies or something that was notable that I don't talk about, throw it out there, let me know, and I will try to stay caught up with the comments best I can. Let's see here. Indrid, love the Woo's work ethic. Yes, I know. Boy, I'll tell you, I could do a live, or maybe not a live. I could do a video every single day, but I don't think I would have the content. The difference is Adam being single, and I just feel like he doesn't have as many things tying him down like as I do. So it's tough for me, and I just don't feel like I would have the quality of content that he does to put out on a daily basis. Or else I would love to go live, or maybe not necessarily live, but do a video of some sort every single day would be very cool. But yes, that work ethic to stay that dedicated to be able to put something out every single day is, because I mean, there's days that I wake up, even doing a live stream once a week, I'll wake up and I'll be like, man, I don't feel like getting on there today and talking and stuff. But usually once you get into it, like I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm having fun. I'm glad I did this. It's good for the mental health and everything. But yeah, definitely great work ethic by him. Don't look back in anger. Well, there you go. There you go. Oppenheimer, watch it at home, no theater. Dark Harvest. Oh, Dark Harvest is one. Definitely did not mention that. That was a good one. Yes. Michael McNally, what's up? How's the G fam? What's up? Jude is in the house. What's up? Driving home from the grocery store. We'll drive safe, Jude. Be careful out there. Godzilla -1. Yes. And the reason I didn't mention that is because I have yet to see it. I know. Forgive me, but I have yet to see that. Let's see. Oppenheimer. I get the fans' reaction. I do, but great movie. Exorcist Believer is my favorite horror. And I'm not going to argue with you on that, Antonis. Some people would, but I won't. Frank C's in the house. What up? What up? How you doing, Frank? Let's see here. Exorcist and Exorcist 3 are my favorites. Yeah, and in that franchise, I think 1 and 3 are probably the best in the franchise. Don't get me wrong, 73 is way better than Believer. All I'm saying is my favorite of this year. And that's fair enough, Antonis. Very fair. So here we go. What should we do? What should we do? Should we start with my least favorite movies, or should we start with my favorites of the year? What do you think? First person to respond. Start with the favorites or the least favorites? I had a filter. that kind of made me look a little bit further away. I need to get that back because I feel like I'm all up in your business right now. But let me know, somebody. Should we go with the first? First, should we go with the worst or the least? Okay, so here we go. Let's see here. I'm jealous of the Woo OGP. He dialed it in. No, man, the Woo is, his YouTube channel, and it's just, he keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And he's so humble. He's just so very, very cool. Um, like seeing him in person at Midsummer Scream, he's just walking around, chilling out, and he's like a way bigger YouTuber than some of the other YouTubers that were there that had like booths and were selling autographs. Woo was just walking around, hanging out, doing what he loves. And that is one of the things that I absolutely love about him. I am not knocking anybody else, because some of the YouTubers that have booths at conventions they're all very, very cool people. There's some getting a little big-headed, but for the most part, they're all cool. More power to them. But man, Adam the Woo is just so low-key, chill, such a great dude, and his video styles, absolutely great. Love it. I only got around to watching Thanksgiving a few days ago. It's one of my favorites. And you know what? And that is, so I have a list here. I have a shame on me list. And I'll tell you my shame on me list first here. But NG was first to dial it in. NG says do the least favorites first. And then Liv came in right after would do the favorites. But then look at this here. We had Antonis and Indrid come in, say least. So I will talk about the least favorites first, and we'll go from there. But first, my shame on me for not have seen these yet. When Evil Lurks. I need to see that. Fat Samurai Guy raved about it to me, said it was like right up our alley. It was the kind of stuff we love. So I've yet to see When Evil Lurks. I've yet to see Thanksgiving. I've yet to see Nefarious. And I've yet to see Godzilla -1. So please forgive me for those. I will be checking those out, and I will be talking about them in future videos. So here we go. We're starting at the bottom. We're starting at the bottom of the pack here. A movie I watched at the beginning of the year with Wet Movie 1, and I can't remember the official release date, if it was 2023, 2022, but a movie I watched the weekend of Creep I.E with Wet Movie 1, Children of the Corn. Oh boy, was that brutal, boring, rough. Then, and again, these are in no particular order, but these are my absolute least favorite movies of the year. Cocaine Bear, because Cocaine Bear had such potential. It could have been so good. I mean, with Ray Liotta and the premise, the ambulance scene with the body falling out of the back of the ambulance with the bear in there and stuff. Oh my God, hysterical. But they just missed the mark. They just missed it. There were some really, really fun parts, but they just missed the mark on it. It was pretty tough to get through because of what it could have been. Then Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I didn't expect a masterpiece. I expected something kind of like something that I would appreciate along the lines of like a Terrifier or something like that, where it's not going to be great. It's not a great story, but it was kind of fun and blood thrown around everywhere. But Winnie the Pooh, Ed sucked so bad. And there's another one coming out, and I don't know if I'll have it in me to watch it. And I'm kind of questioning anybody who would want to go watch it, because the first one was so bad. But hey, they obviously made a little bit of money, so they dumped it into another one. I don't know why. I would have went a different direction, but they did what they did. And the movie that by far pissed me off the most, and I think Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was the worst of the year, but the movie that pissed me off the most of the year, because what they did to a beloved franchise, Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise absolutely pissed me off. And I know there's a lot of people that love it. But I was absolutely so I walked out of the theater angry. I stayed to the end, but I walked out angry. I was just so mad because of all the political influence and things that they put in there that we just didn't need. Yeah, we just didn't need it. And I'm not going to dive all into that right now. If you want to see, I outline every single thing in that movie that pissed me off. I have that review. You can go search on the channel for my Evil Dead Rise rant, and you can see all that if you're interested, if you haven't seen it yet. But Evil Dead Rise, I'll tell you, I went and saw that with Matt, and we walked out pissed. It was not good. So, and then we'll go into this is my like more middle of the road movies that deserve an honorable mention. Um, Good or bad, and I just don't think these were good enough to make my top list or bad enough to make my bottom list. But there are some very interesting choices here, and Renfield is one that I really enjoyed. Renfield, it was fun, but it wasn't the greatest movie ever, and so I don't know that I could put it in the best, but it definitely wasn't in the bottom. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. And then Cobweb. Uh, Cobweb, like child actors are very I have a tough time with child actors. And maybe like because I'm such a big fan of The Shining, when I look at a movie and I go like, okay, if there's going to be a child actor in it, I've already set my standards with little Danny on his, tricycle or, big wheel thing riding around the hotel there. That was phenomenal. Dr. Sleep, the little kid on the big wheel in the hotel pissed me off because he had this smirk on his face. And Danny was like a very messed up child. And so he did not ever have a smirk on his face. But anyways, that's an example. Child actors, it's very tough. And I don't know if it's the child, I don't know if it's the director, but I'll tell you what, Cobweb, that little kid, I just was not impressed with that actor, the acting, the child there. The story was okay. It had its moments. I wasn't mad at it, but I was like, if the kid did better, if certain things were changed, it could have been a lot better. It was visually beautiful. It was shot very well. But yeah, just the kid kind of killed it for me. Then the Boogeyman, man, I saw the Boogeyman that it was like the day after I drove from here out to Denver, saw the Rockies and Padres play a baseball game. And the next day I went and saw the Boogeyman in theaters and I actually saw it out there in Denver. And I had high hopes for that too. And it just kind of missed the mark. And when I walked out of theater, I was pretty mad at it. But now, kind of looking back, I'm like, okay, it was bad, but it wasn't on the level of like Winnie the Pooh or Evil Dead Rise. I can't put it in that category. But the Boogeyman, I just, man, I had such high hopes for that. Then the Pope's Exorcist. This is one that I feel like it's way better than it should be. And it's Russell Crowe, so you're thinking like this has to be a great movie, and it's an Exorcist movie because there's like an Exorcist theme going on this year, and obviously had a decent budget, had a decent cast. The story was good. Um, I liked it. I liked it, but I just feel like I don't know what it is about it that just doesn't allow me to go, it was one of the best of the year. But I thought it was good. I thought it was better than it should have been. And then Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's was fun. Seeing it in the theater with the rowdy kids because it was obviously intended for a younger audience than middle-aged folks. But Five Nights at Freddy's, I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know anything about the video game. I've never seen the video game, played the video game. I never had even heard of the video game before the movie came out. So, with that being said, I can't really judge or compare to the video game how things should have been. And that goes the same for some of the other movies that were video games that people are like, oh, well, in the video game, it's supposed to be this way. And then the movie, they did this. And like, I don't know. So that kind of stuff didn't bother me. But Five Nights at Freddy's, I thought it was fun. Was it great? No, but it was fun. Then Talk to Me, the hand, grab the hand and talk to me. Um, it was okay. But the cast, I hated the cast. Like the story was fine, but the cast members, when they wrote that movie, the writer, I don't know if they intentionally developed these cast members to be colossal douchebags or they wanted us to hate them so it'd be okay with killing them because they were kind of younger folks or whatever. But man, Talk to Me, great premise. I like the idea. It was shot well, all that stuff. Can't complain about that. But the cast members that, and not specifically the actors, but the characters, they sucked. I did not like the characters at all. But it just tells you how good of a story it was. for me to be able to kind of still put it in the middle, as angry as I was at some of the cast members, the characters. And then A Knock at the Cabin. A Knock at the Cabin was good. It was fun. It was different than what I thought. But it definitely was not like one of the best of the year. And then Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, right? It was I know a lot of people were so pissed off about it, but I wasn't pissed. I was kind of happy. I got my Indiana Jones fix. There were some goofy things that went on with it. Maybe things that you could say, oh, Indiana Jones shouldn't have done this or that, or the timelines didn't work out, or, we're killing off Indiana Jones, or not killing him off, but we're pushing Indiana Jones out of the way to give it that role to a female character. Whatever complaints you have about it. It wasn't like Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters Afterlife, like pissed me off because it was a clear passing of the torch movie to these little kids. You took a franchise full of Saturday Night Live alumni or alum, whatever it is. And you took a movie full of those guys and passed it off to little kids. Like, no. Have you not seen Caddyshack? Have you not seen some of these other movies that like Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd are in? And I know they've done some more family movies, but no, when the Ghostbusters came out, it was like a family, a big movie, that everybody could go see. But you can't take a movie that was, that was, it was Bill Murray, it was Dan Aykroyd, it was these characters, the original Ghostbusters, and give it off to little kids. It's not a franchise that can exist in that world without some of these characters. We saw that with the girls Ghostbusters. It was just horrible. It was horrible because we want the Ghostbusters. We don't want the Ghostbusters grandkids. There was some fun parts in it, but man, that was tough. So anyways, Indiana Jones it didn't piss me off like that. It had some things that I was like, come on, but it had some other moments that were kind of fun. So that's about it. That is the middle of the road. So now we can start talking about some of my favorites of the year. And but before we do that, I see there's a whole bunch of comments. So I will dive into a couple more here, and then we'll get into the favorites here. So let's see here. Larry's in the house. What's up, Larry? How you doing? Love the gore in Evil Dead Rise. The Evil Dead Rise did have a lot of gore, a lot of blood, a lot of gore. My problem was a lot of that was just fanfare. They were giving us things that we expected, not a whole lot of new. And I just, it wasn't enough. Kind of like the latest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Yeah, they threw some blood and guts and gore in there, but the story was beyond stupid. It made my head hurt how bad the writing was in that movie. And so Evil Dead Rise, it was just, yeah, there was a lot of blood and guts and gore, but the story was just so bad. Evil Dead Rise was bad. Fall Rain agrees. Nice. Hated the political scenes. Agreed. LOC. Haven't watched yet. Evil Dead Rise pushing an agenda. Indrid 100%. 100%. Cobweb was interesting. Yeah, Liv, Cobweb was, and that's, I just, if that little kid was a better actor or was given better direction by the director, I think they could have done a better job. Fluffy has a poopy, and that's more than we need to know. I like Cobweb. Boogeyman was all right, pretty cliche. Yes. Agreed. Yeah. And Cobweb, that's one of those, I'm not going to be like, oh man, you're wrong for liking Cobweb or anything, but it just, the child actor kind of irked me. I didn't watch Evil Dead Rise too much. Immortal. Yeah, I did not expect you would, Larry. A lot of these movies, for the most part, would probably be movies that Larry wouldn't be interested. Maybe like Indiana Jones. Did you see Talk to Me? Yes, just talked about that. A Haunted Mansion. Gale. So the new Haunted Mansion was definitely better than the old Haunted Mansion, but and I did like how they incorporated a lot of the ride. If you've ever been on the ride at Disneyland, a lot of those things were included in the movie, and I thought that was kind of fun. Was it a great movie? No. That's why it didn't even, get a mention from me as far as honorable, dishonorable, or anything like that. It was there, but it didn't piss me off. But and it was okay. It was okay. But I watched it with my daughter and I fell asleep a couple times. So there's that. Love the Pope's Exorcist. Nice. Very cool. Let's see. Indrid says Happy New Year to Larry. Enjoyed Dark Harvest. Dark Harvest was a good movie. Yes. Good call there. Yep. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. I loved Indiana Jones 5. It's not my favorite. Right on. Larry says Happy New Year to everyone. Let's see. Fluffy is the number one YouTuber who likes turtles. Andrew, that is correct. Fluffy probably likes turtles more than anybody else I know. Wet Movie One is Fluffy's poopy friend. What's up, Wet One? How you doing, man? Wet One had a fun video. New Year's Eve, rocking all the way into the new year with Wet Movie One and Cody and forgive me, I forget your homeboy's name, but that was a fun stream. Good way to bring in the new year there, hanging out with the Wet One. But so here we go now. Let's talk about my favorite movies, or the movies I thought were the best of 2023. And I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here. I am sure of it. I'm sure I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. I'll start out. I'll throw an easy one out there, and that's Equalizer 3. If you know me, I love Equalizer. It's one of my favorite action franchises, like that and Bourne. The Bourne movies and the Equalizer movies, probably my two favorite action franchises. So, and Denzel can do no wrong. So, absolutely, enjoyed the heck out of Equalizer 3. But was it as good as the first one? Probably not. Was it as good or better than the second one? Maybe. Like, I would say one's the best and 2 and 3 are probably a tie for Equalizer 3. And then a movie that, I'll be completely honest, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this movie because I turned off part 3 in the middle. I turned it off because I was bored. I was like, I'm just watching same, like part 1 and part 2 rehashed, or just more of the same. And that is John Wick 4. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but John Wick 4 was phenomenal. It was great. I really dug the story. A lot of violence and action as expected, but John Wick 3 just didn't do it for me. It just didn't. And I have now watched it all the way through. But John Wick 4 was great. I really enjoyed John Wick 4. And then a movie I just watched recently that I'd been meaning to get around to for a few months now, but I was like, I'm gonna wait until I can like stream it, and here it was, and I got to watch it and didn't have to pay to rent it or anything. And a movie that, whether it's 100% accurate or not, I don't know, because I've heard debate that maybe it's not completely accurate or whatever. Whatever side of the fence you sit on politically, if you sit on the left side, you're probably going to be more inclined to call baloney on this movie than if you sit on the right side of the film. But, or if you sit on the right side of politics. But regardless of whether it's 100% accurate or not, it is a powerful movie. It's a very good movie. If you cry like a little bitch at movies, as one of our lurkers out there has admitted to doing, then you will enjoy Sound of Freedom. I thought it was phenomenal. It was very well done. I love Jim Caviezel. Man, one of my favorite shows of all time, Person of Interest. Absolutely love that show. He was the Christ in The Passion of the Christ. He is just a phenomenal actor. And he would be, if you needed to pick a new Batman, Jim Caviezel would be like the most badass Batman. He already just naturally talks with the Batman voice. Like, why are we not getting this guy as the Batman? Like somebody needs to get it together. But anyways, Sound of Freedom, phenomenal movie about children down in South America being kidnapped, and one Homeland Security agent's passion, desire to try and rescue some of the kids. And it's based on a true story. I'm not sit here and debate that. You can argue it if you want, but that's not the point of this. But it is based on a true story. And at the end of the movie, they have pictures of like the real people that were involved in it. And it was just phenomenal. It was really, 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 really good. And then Insidious, The Red Door. This might have been maybe maybe the second best in this franchise. Insidious Red Door was good. I really enjoyed it, the way it kind of tied together the first couple movies. Um, if you haven't seen it, I totally recommend it. It was one that I definitely would have to have a copy of. And luckily, Fulfagamo brought up a copy, and so I did not have to go buy one because he won one on another dude's video YouTube channel. But Insidious Red Door, that was a very good one. Man, it just incorporating so many different things from the first couple movies. It was just really, really good. I thought they put it together really well. And then one for me that got mixed reactions. I really enjoyed The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I really enjoyed it. I know I'm Fat Samurai guy will tell me otherwise. And some other people are saying it's slow and stuff, but I loved it. I love the tension, the suspense. They had the balls in this movie. Uh, Plug your ears for 5 seconds if you don't want to hear a little spoiler from this movie. Ready? 1, 2, 3, plug your ears. They had the balls to kill a kid. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Unplug your ears now. You're good. You're good. Uh, that type of stuff does not happen in mainstream movies that hit theaters. It doesn't. They had the balls to do that. I could not believe they did that. And then, I mean, gutting the animals and stuff. It was a dark and violent movie. Slower pace, but I loved the atmosphere. I loved the story. I loved the cinematography. I thought it was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I don't mind a long movie, a slow paced movie, if it has a good, solid story that is progressing. We have to be progressing in the story as we're moving along. And I don't really feel like they were throwing things at us that didn't add to the story. It felt like it was moving forward at all times. There's movies that you watch and you're like, okay, what did this scene have to do with the movie? How did it add to the story? How did it push the story forward? Um, Not this one. I thought The Last Voyage of the Demeter being slower paced. I thought it was still always constantly moving in the right direction. But anyways, it's a very good movie, a very good movie. And if you're into the old school Hammer films, from like back in the 50s, 60s, with like Christopher Lee and some of those old school actors, I think you'll be into this. I really do. It's just a slower pace, but it's really, really good. And another slower paced movie that I heard, it was funny. Somebody asked, in one of his videos, somebody asked Master Chaos about this movie in particular. And he said there was something that he liked about it, but he said the movie was boring as shit. And I wholeheartedly disagree. Oppenheimer was phenomenal. It was long, it was 3 hours long. I enjoyed every second of it and I wanted more. I love history, especially from that era, because if you look at a lot of different things that are going on in the world today, a lot of that stuff started in the 1940s. The development of nuclear weapons, the rise in UFO sightings, the development of like jet engines and technology really taken off. And I mean, just a lot of things that we enjoy right now kind of were kickstarted in the 1940s. And I mean, just the evil that was Hitler and the Nazis, and the threat of them taking over the world. And then the idea that Oppenheimer was charged with making this bomb that would kill thousands and thousands of people at one time, innocent people. But the flip side of the coin was, well, then you let Hitler develop the bomb, and then who knows what he's going to do with it. So do we use this bomb to show that we have it to scare other people into stopping war? Or do we not develop it and let somebody else do it? So that kind of conundrum that Oppenheimer was faced with, plus learning more about him, how he was a little bit of I don't know that an outlaw or anything like that, but he was a really interesting character that I didn't really know about until seeing this movie. What type of personality he had, and I thought it was just a lot of fun. Now, I've been up there to the lab up there in New Mexico. I've been to Roswell. I've been to a lot of different places. That I've been to the Atomic Testing Museum out in Vegas because I just dig this kind of stuff. So maybe that's just me because I enjoy that type of history. But I thought this was phenomenal. Matt Damon was great in it. Robert Downey Jr. was phenomenal in it. You almost didn't recognize Robert Downey Jr. at first because the makeup and stuff he was wearing. But man, such a great movie. But it was definitely, it was longer and it was slower pace. But man, what a amazing story. And I don't know. I loved it. I loved it. We already talked about Insidious. So there was Equalizer, John Wick, Sound of Freedom, Insidious, Last Voyage, Oppenheimer. And then here's one that I think I am definitely going to ruffle some feathers with here. One of my favorite movies of the year. One of, maybe not favorite, but one of the best movies of the year that I really enjoyed was The Nun 2. It was phenomenal. Man, the way that nun was picking up people and just like slamming them around, the setting, the ambiance, the acting was great. The story was, I mean, there was a solid story of what was going on and how to kind of like win the battle and stuff. And, everything about it I thought was good. Was it the best movie ever? No, but it had a solid story. It had violence. It had horror. It had suspense. It was a thriller. I mean, there was a lot of things. When I say, what do I want out of a horror movie? It checked a lot of boxes. It wasn't maybe the goriest movie ever, but it checked a lot of boxes. And I thought it was a lot of fun. Uh, it was definitely better than the first Nun, but I don't think it really deserves any of the hate that it gets. Is it not the best movie ever? It is not the best movie ever, but it's definitely not the worst. It is a very enjoyable movie. I really like it. Here's the thing. I respect everybody's opinions on movies, and I'm not ever going to tell you that you're wrong. I'll disagree with you, but I won't tell you you're wrong because it's art and we all appreciate art differently. And I always say that on the channel. We all look at things differently. And to me, I walked out of the theater pumped, going like, that was a great movie. I enjoyed the hell out of the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed The Nun 2. And we have two more. I have two more on my list, which if you're kind of following along, you might be able to guess. But let me get caught up a little bit on some of these comments, and then we'll go into the final two on my top list there. Let's see here. I'll get back up. Comment. Fluffy loves to role play. This is true. This is very true. Equalizer 3 was good. Right on. Fall Rain. I enjoyed it. Yep. As a father, Sound of Freedom was an eye-opening film. It was very scary film, right? What movie one knows how to release a Kraken? Yeah, this is correct. I cannot disagree with that either. What movie one likes syrup poured on him from Cody? I've heard things. I haven't seen them, but I've heard things like this, Andrew. I like Insidious franchise. Red Door is third best, though. Okay. And I can't argue with that. I also enjoyed Insidious 5. Insidious 2 is my favorite. Okay, right on. I fell asleep on Last Voyage. Interesting, Frank. Interesting. And it's long. I know it's long. It's slower paced. I get it. But I was really into it. I just really enjoyed it. I didn't know the main actor was also the director from the Red Door, his first time directing. Was the Red Door directed by him? I didn't know that who the Red Door was directed by it. Patrick Wilson directed it. Okay, right on. Very cool. I actually bought The Sound of Freedom for my mom for Christmas. Nice, Larry. Great Christmas present right there. Worst movie ever in 2023 is The Little Mermaid live action. Terrible, sucks. Brian, I did not watch that. And there's one. So like I haven't mentioned Barbie, one of the biggest, maybe the highest grossing film of the year. I haven't mentioned it just because it doesn't really apply to a horror movie channel. And like Little Mermaid doesn't really apply as well. Now, and I know we don't talk only horror. We're talking about Indiana Jones, or we're talking about Oppenheimer, which are definitely not horror movies. But yeah, Little Mermaid, Barbie, stuff like that are a little far out there for me to even like kind of worry about mentioning it stuff. But Yeah, I have not heard anything positive about Little Mermaid. I just haven't. Let's see here. Love movies. The end with you wanting more and not wanting it to end, right? No, 100%. It's like the Goonies. We want more of the Goonies. We don't want the Goonies screwed up, but we want more of those kids doing another adventure, and just movies like that. You just absolutely love them. When you walk away and wanting more, yeah, that's awesome. Oppenheimer was great, long cinema, but fantastic. Yes, it was long, but I absolutely loved it. Not gonna lie, everyone, I never saw the live action Little Mermaid. You don't have to lie about that, Brian. You don't have to lie. I have not seen it either. I have no intention of doing so. I don't want to see Spun a Sound of Freedom because it sounds disturbing. Antonis, it is it's hey, little kids are kidnapped. There's nothing in it. You don't see like little kids being physically abused. You don't see that. It's like implied things that are going on. But it is disturbing. But those are the type of things that make us think and make us care and really maybe make you kind of people who don't necessarily care enough to go out and vote for who they feel is going to be the best politician to move society forward. Maybe it opens people's eyes to go like, what, I need to go vote because we need to stop this stuff. I need somebody in office who's going to stop this stuff, whoever you believe in. I don't care, but it opens eyes, and maybe kind of makes you want to go, you know what, when I'm out like with my kids, I'm going to keep a closer eye on them, because of these people out there. So yeah, it's it is kind of tough to watch, but it's not disturbing like a Serbian film or nothing. It's nothing like that. It's actually about a secret agent. Yeah, it is. It's kind of an adventure action movie, a little bit almost. I dig war historicals. Indrid, I'm with you. Movies like 1917, Pearl Harbor, stuff like that, or Band of Brothers or The Pacific. A lot of those types of films or series and stuff, I absolutely love. Absolutely love. Well, welcome back, Jude. Let's see. Nun 2 was really good, Gale. Good. Glad you liked it. I like Nun 2 better than Nun 1. Agreed. Saw X. Yes. Definitely gets a thumbs up. The Nun 2 was better than the first one. Agreed. Nun 2 was awesome. Right on. Oh, you still need to watch the Nun 2. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I do not want to get OPP and Interstellar Christopher Nolan on Blu-ray. Missing those two in my collection. Oh, I do want to get Oppenheimer and Interstellar. Yeah, Oppenheimer. Well, it's such a phenomenal movie. Definitely one that I will be buying and adding to the collection at some point. And I don't know. I don't think I have Interstellar, but that was a good one too, Jude. Definitely a good one. Saw X was good too. There are Covenant. Oh, yes. You know what, Larry? Good call. I did not mention Covenant. In fact, and I just watched that a couple days ago. Man, Covenant was so much better than I had expected. With is it Ryan Gosling? No. What's his name in the Covenant? What's his name? His sister's an actor too. Why am I forgetting his name? And somebody's going to type it before I can even say it. Directed by Jake Gyllenhaal. Yep. Why am I forgetting Jake Gyllenhaal's name? So good. Such a great movie. Really enjoyed Covenant. Let's see here. Brian Sanchez. I enjoyed the first Nun. I like the Nun too. Nice. OGP and all the legends. Go to the doctor's appointment morning. See you next time. Gale, have a great night. Get some rest. Good luck at your doctor's appointment tomorrow. Hopefully everything goes well there. When movie one loves to slap booty, he does. That is correct. Still haven't watched Indiana Jones yet. You'll be all right. Watch it at home. It was an adventure. It was kind of fun, but it has its issues. I know I'm in the more minority, but I couldn't get into Scream 6. Wow. At least Hayden Panettiere was cast. Yeah, no, that's true. And hey, I hated 5 so much. I was absolutely shocked that I enjoyed 6. And now who knows? Maybe because of everything that's going on, Tech 360, maybe part 7 will be a total different direction, and maybe you'll fall back in love with the franchise there, hopefully. Barbie sucks. Who cares about what they said? I haven't seen Barbie, Larry, so I couldn't tell you anything about it. Passion of Christ was disturbing too, but it hits you emotionally, which is why Disturbing is such a good movie, because it hits your emotions. That's correct. That is correct. And that's, it's that type of thing. That if a movie hits you and raises emotion and makes lurkers cry like little bitches, and you know who I'm talking to, Mr. Lurker. If it does that, if it brings those emotions out of you, then they've done a good job. Character in Sound of Freedom committed crimes. Film was inaccurate, which is sad. Why many didn't see it. Yeah, opinion. No, and Jude, and I know you mentioned that to me, and that's one, like, why I'm being specific with saying whether it's accurate or not, it's still a powerful movie. Whether it's accurate, whether the guy was really good or really bad or not, it was a powerful story, and anyone with kids, make you think twice about letting your kids run around a carnival or run around Disneyland or anywhere out in public without you. Definitely make you, take better care of your kids, or keep a closer eye on them. Let's see. Passion of Christ is one of the few R-rated movies I watched. Really enjoyed it because it's based. Many bad film in 2023, only a couple good ones. Probably missed some foreign releases and hopefully see in the future. Hidden gem films out there. Yeah, no, and there's so many more movies, and you can't watch them all. You just don't have time to watch them all. And so I'm sure there are some gems that I've missed as well. But anyways, the final two on my best of list would be one, Scream 6. I hated Scream 5 so much. And I really, Jenna Ortega as an actress is fine. Melissa Barrera, I could not stand her. I thought she was a horrible actress. And even in part 6, there was issues. And I don't know if this is the director or if she's just a bad actress. But there's times where her acting for a movie of that caliber is subpar. And I don't normally see that in movies that are that big. But Melissa Barrera, I'm just not a fan. I need to see her in some other things to be able to decide whether it's the director's fault or it's the actress's fault. Because when you're making a movie, an actress can be as good as they want, but if the director doesn't, if the director doesn't give you a good story, because you'll get, the story, it'll be written, the director kind of goes and puts their little fingerprints on it, and then they have to be able to direct to get the correct emotion and reactions and and actions and responses and whatever out of the actors. And if the director doesn't do a good job at that, the actor might be left a little going like, well, how do I do this? How do I act it? And they're doing what they interpret it. Maybe it's different from the director, so it doesn't look right. Or maybe the director just doesn't give good direction, which I don't know that that's going to be the case with a movie as big as Scream. So I kind of lean toward like maybe Melissa Barrera is not a great actress, but that's just, I haven't seen her in much else or anything else, I think, to be able to decide. And I know there's something else that she was in that I really need to go watch, but we'll see. But there's something coming out with her next year, Universal Monster movie, I think, that maybe we'll get to see and decide whether she's a good actress or not there. But in part 5 of Scream, I just could not stand her, could not stand the idea that Jenna Ortega's character was stabbed like 57 times or whatever. And I picked the number 57. I'm exaggerating however many it was, but I picked 57 because Heinz 57 came to mind, and I don't know why, but it did. And so that's where that number came from. But she was stabbed up, and then she was in the hospital and she had surgery. And then like later that day, she's like crawling around the hospital trying to escape. Like, I am sorry, but no, if you were stabbed that many times and you were in the hospital and you had surgery, you are not getting your ass out of that bed. You're going to be laying there and you're just going to get killed. That's what's going to happen. Like, I am sorry. So I had a tough time with part 5. It was really, really tough. And, but then and the other characters, because it was obviously a passing of the torch movie. And even at the very end, sitting there in the ambulance, Courtney Cox and Nev Campbell, they're sitting there and they pass the torch off to Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera. And I'm like, no, fuck you, no. And then, we come into part 6 and I'm like, man, I'm going to hate this movie. I'm going to hate this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. And then I was kind of like, the sisters redeemed themselves. I was like, okay, but it was the other friends, the girl that got stabbed up on the subway. Like, she shouldn't have survived. And her brother, who was like stabbed up a whole bunch of times, he shouldn't have survived. What the hell are they doing alive at the end? We should have just killed them off, you know? And so it's like by the end of the movie, like, how many did anybody die? Well, one person, right? Dewey, like, is the only person that died in the whole movie. Well, aside from, you know, the bad guys, whatever. But I don't know. I just, part 5 pissed me off so bad. Part 6 definitely redeemed itself for Scream for me, and I'm very much looking forward to 7. And I'm disappointed now that we're not going to get Jenna Ortega or Melissa Barrera. Hopefully, we get Nev back though. Hopefully, we get Nev. We'll see. The director quit, so God knows. I was pitching. I think Master Chaos should go direct the next Scream movie. It's his favorite franchise, and he's a good director. And I would love to see what Master Chaos could do with that type of budget. It would be phenomenal. And then my most loved movie of the year, I think, and I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but because of being such a big fan of the franchise and such a big fan of Tobin Bell, yes, Saw X probably, and I'm horrible at picking favorites. That's why I'm saying probably, but Saw X probably my favorite movie of the year. Ah, man, I absolutely loved it. It was different than I had expected based on like the trailer and stuff. And when it was over, I was like, that's it. Like that's it. Okay. All right. And then I was like, man, I didn't feel like cliffhanger, but I was just like, okay, it went by so fast. It was so good. It just went by so fast. I was like, I need more of this. And it didn't take long before they announced Saw 11. So thank you. Thank you to the movie maker gods who are going to give us Saw 11. I absolutely love it. The crazy thing is, you look, for me personally, you look at Halloween, you have some good movies, you have some trash. You look at Friday the 13th, some good movies, some trash. Nightmare on Elm Street, good movies, trash. Final Destination, it's pretty much all trash, but the first one was pretty good. There's most franchises have some really good and some really bad. I like all of the Saw movies, even Jigsaw, even Spiral. And you have to understand, people got pissed at Spiral and they're like, it's not a Saw movie, you know, and no, it's from the book of Saw. It's like in that universe. It's not about Tobin Bell. It's about like a copycat killer. And it had Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson. I'm sold right there. Those two guys in a Saw movie, forget about it. I'm watching it. It was good. I enjoyed it. So for me to have a franchise like Saw, where all 10 movies I have enjoyed, I have not walked away mad once. That is pretty remarkable. So fingers crossed, the number 11, it keeps on that track there. But Saw X, definitely, um, if I mean, I can't think of a movie that I would rate higher than that for the year. But Oppenheimer, Saw X, Scream 6, The Nun 2, Last Voyage of the Demeter, Insidious, Red Door, Sound of Freedom, John Wick 4, Equalizer 3. Those are my tops of the year. And of course, again, my shame on me list: When Evil Lurks, Thanksgiving, Nefarious, and Godzilla. And I would expect that When Evil Lurks, Thanksgiving, and Godzilla -1, I would expect those all to be in the best of, because everything I've heard about them is good news so far. So I will be watching those, and we will talk about those some point in the future here. But here we go. We'll get caught up on some of the comments here, and then we will dive into the movies coming in 2024. And I've compiled a list. I don't have like pictures. Some of these I don't know too much about, but I have a list. There's a whole lot coming in 2024, and we'll talk about those as soon as we get through some of these comments. Yeah, let's see. Agree with you completely, but skipping that one. I don't blame you. I understand, and that's, if I hear, if I, you know, there are people, let's just say, in real life that they could make documentaries about that I might not care about. For example, there's going to be like a Bob Marley biopic coming. I love Bob Marley's music. Love it. Have for a long time. I don't know that I need to see a Bob Marley pick, you know, and is it going to be accurate? And for example, Balzer, the lurker, is probably maybe one of the biggest Elvis fans on the planet. And the Elvis movie came out, and he's like, solid movie, wasn't accurate. And so that becomes tough, you know, when you're seeing movies that you feel are not accurate and stuff. So I kind of understand. Not kind of, but I do understand. So we're not getting Scream 7 this year. As of right now, Scream 7 is just on hold. And where it is, because they have to go back to the drawing board with the script, I don't anticipate it in 2024. I would think that's going to be more of a 2025 film, kind of along the lines of National Treasure 3. We were kind of thinking may come in 2024, but National Treasure 3, we're looking more 2025. And that I so worry about National Treasure 3, because as I crack open a Diet Coke here, National Treasure 3, if we're going to do a National Treasure movie without Nicolas Cage, I'm going to have a hard time. And if we're doing a National Treasure movie without Doug, I'm going to have a hard time with that too. And if you don't get the Doug reference to National Treasure movies, you need to go watch National Treasure, and you need to go watch The Hangover. But anyways, I think we're looking at 2025 for that. Nobody survives those many stab wounds. Correct. Scream 1 through 3, great. 4, okay. 5, N for me. Young acts so bad to me, liking bad music of today. Pass no torch. Jude, you know what? I'm with you. 1 through 3. You know what? So, and my favorites in the franchise would be like 1, 2, 4. And I'm so torn. 3 and 6 are kind of a tie. And oh no, wait. 1, 2, 4, 3 and 6 are a tie, and 5 is dead last. But yeah, it's 5 was so tough. It was so tough, and I wouldn't blame anybody for giving up on the franchise after that. Still tear up when Dewey dies, man. And speaking of Dewey, gosh, I cannot wait. We are going to get to meet Dewey, man. David is going to be at Creep I.E. Con. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I cannot. I'm going to be getting a picture with David Arquette signed. I'm going to put up here on the wall. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be so much fun. Let's see here. I hated that steak sauce as a kid. I now put on everything. What steak? What are we talking about? Steak sauce. Steak. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. You know who has the best steak sauce in the world? And I know this is going to sound cheesy or whatever, because like A1 is great steak sauce. Good steak sauce. There's lots of them out there, but I'll tell you, every time I go to Sizzler, I want to steal their steak sauce, because it's kind of like A1, but a little bit thicker, and I don't know what they add to it, but oh, it's so good. The steak sauce at Sizzler. Oh, it's so good. I go to Sizzler and get mashed potatoes, and I just use their steak sauce on it. It's phenomenal. Let's see here. I like steak sauce with my steak too. You got to have a vegetable. You have to, Larry. You have to, right? You have to. It's all good, Jude. No worries. Your typos, my vocal O's, because I misspeak here quite a bit. So you are forgiven. All is good. Saw X was so good. It really, really, really was. Saw 1 was the best for me, and bought it long ago. Want to see Spiral. No, and I remember Jude, saying basically after Saw 1, you were done. But Spiral is fun. You know what? I mean, I kind of understand people's hate for it, but I disagree. I enjoyed it. Samuel Jackson, and I used to hate Samuel Jackson. He used to bug me. As a person. As an actor, he's phenomenal. He's absolutely great. And him and Chris Rock together, absolutely great. Nocturnal, only con about Saw 11, they're getting new writers. I know Nocturnal. And what's up, Nocturnal? How you doing? Happy New Year. It's a little concerning. It is a little concerning, but you know what? Not all movies and all franchises always have the same writers. So I don't know. We'll wait and see how it goes. We don't even know what the movie's going to be about yet. A lot of speculation, a lot of rumor. It's going to be like a Hoffman story and maybe a Hoffman spinoff, or maybe it'll take place between Saw 4 and 5, or who knows, wherever, whatever. Maybe it's earlier. soft, seeing a Hoffman before we really got to know him and all that. Who knows? But I just, fingers crossed. I hope they do a good job. I would, after 10 solid movies, I would hate to see the franchise go sideways. I want to see Joker 2 in 2024. It's supposed to be a musical. Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. And that's definitely one that's on the list to look out for. But gosh, man, Lady Gaga, man. I think we could have done so much better of a casting choice than Lady Gaga. But once you find out it's going to be a musical, maybe you kind of understand the choice of Lady Gaga a little bit better. Sequels is 2024. No, unless at Atomic Blonde, been waiting, right? That would be great. That would be great. Saw is whack. Yeah, Larry's not a fan. We are a horror movie channel here, Larry. So you got to understand, we do kind of love those. OGP, are you going to see Night Swim, the first horror movie of 2024? I'll watch it, but I'm not sure how good it's going to be. Definitely, Frank, going to be. I mean, I cannot wait for Creep I.E. Cannot wait. Beverly Hills Cop 4 still coming out. You know what? I didn't see all the stuff, everything I looked at. I didn't see any mention of it. Let's take a look and see if they have a date here or anything yet. It says release date 2024, but it doesn't have a specific date yet. Says it's in post-production, and I'm not seeing an actual date for it yet, so I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see about that. But anyways, kind of caught up on the comments here a little bit. Let's dive in. And yes, Antonis, you were right on the money. The first horror movie to come out in 2024 is just a couple days away now, Night Swim. And to me, what I see in the trailer looks like the whole movie is going to take place in or around a pool at night. I hope there's more to it than that, because that looks like it should be a short film over and done with in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So, Frank C., I agree with you. It does look dumb. The story looks dumb. Shot looks great. The cinematography looks fine, but the story just seems dumb. So I don't know. I will be watching it, but it just does not look like a good movie. Cheers, everybody, to the Diet Coke. And then next, January 12th. And it's funny because I'm using the same notebook. These are my movies from last year. And I did like what my level of excitement for them. Like Knock at the Cabin. I was 5 out of 5 excited. Let's see another one that I wasn't so excited for. Scream 6. I was 2 out of 5 excitement because of how bad part 5 was. But I have my list here. I haven't done a ranking on how excited I am for these. Excuse me. But maybe wow, hang on a second. I got to mute myself here. That little sip of Diet Coke brought up a little phlegmy phlegm that I had to deal with. So forgive, please. But maybe I'll put a ranking. What my level of excitement for these, what I think these are going to be on a 1 to 5. A Night Swim, I want it to be better, but I'm at a 2 out of 5. I'm at a 2 out of 5. The Beekeeper with Jason Statham comes out January 12th. It looks like another action, fun Jason Statham movie, but I worry, is Jason Statham, boy, I said that wrong. Is he going the way that, some other actors, pick a name, Bruce Willis, whoever, that were these, giant actors, and he was never on the level that Bruce Willis was when Bruce Willis's heyday, but that did all these big movies, and now he's kind of doing these obscure ones that are not as good. Liam Neeson's another one. Done some great movies. Done some movies that I'm like, I don't need to see you stuck on a train for a while. I don't need to see you driving a semi truck in the snow. I'm okay with that. I worry that Jason Statham is going to be going down that road. I hope the Beekeeper is better than I think it's going to be. The trailer looks great. Looks fun, but my level of excitement for the Beekeeper is 3. So I'm guessing it's going to be a 3 out of 5. But I hope it's better than that. I love Jason Statham, and he's just a badass. But we'll see. Then January 19th, ISS, the International Space Station movie, where you have the people down on Earth tell the people up in the space station that like we're going to war with Russia or whatever. You have to you have to like I don't know, kill the Russians or you beat the Russians or whatever up there, and so there's like a battle in this International Space Station. Seems kind of interesting. The idea of a fight up there. Here's the thing. Scientists don't give a shit about politics. They care about I don't, maybe that's inaccurate, but if you have Russian scientists and American scientists, they understand politics is a lot of bullshit, and forwarding the human race is more important than whether Joe Biden likes Putin or not. That stuff doesn't matter. So this is a very far-fetched idea for me. I don't think we would ever have a battle come to the International Space Station. If it took place way in the future or a different type of setting, maybe. But if we're supposed to say the International Space Station as it orbits around the Earth today, if we're supposed to expect that they would have a fight going on up there, it's just hard to believe. I want to like it, but my guess is it's going to be trash. I am guessing a 1 out of 5 on ISS. And then we have some other movies that I don't just know too much about. So I'm going to pull up here IMDb, and we'll look and see if I can maybe figure out a little bit about some of these as we go here. Because the next one I'm looking at is Founders Day. It's a horror movie. It says small town is shaken by a series of ominous killings in the days leading up to a heated mayoral election. Director Eric Bloomquist stars Naomi Grace. Other people I've never heard of. Even looking at their faces, I'm like, I don't recognize any of these people. But it looks kind of cool. So Founders Day could be one of those kind of out of nowhere movies. Horror. It says horror, mystery, and thriller. So I'm kind of excited for that, but I just don't know any of the actors or anything about it. So I'm probably going to guess a 3 on that. I'm kind of going to be right down the middle on that. And then Cult Killer. This one seems kind of interesting to me too. It's categorized as adventure, crime, and drama. So it's not a horror movie, but it stars Antonio Banderas and Shelley Henning, who, whatever she's been in, I don't know, and Alice Eve. Some familiar looking faces here. But it says, when a renowned private investigator is murdered, his protege takes on the case. As her investigation unfolds, she is forced into a dangerous alliance with his killer to uncover the town's grisly secrets and bring justice to its victims. So it seems like it's got twists all over it. And so Cult Killer might be kind of fun. I don't know that it's going to be very memorable or anything, but it's one that I'm definitely interested in seeing. But my gut says I'm going to watch it and I'm going to be like, okay, that's pretty forgettable. So my level of excitement for that is like a 2 out of 5. And then we have Sunrise starring Guy Pearce. It's a horror thriller and directed by Andrew Baird. It says a man, Fallon, roams, and that's where it's if you have on the little synopsis at the top of IMDb, if it has to tell you who the character is played by, that's kind of a concern. That is a red flag to me. You should just be telling me about the story. In that little synopsis, I don't give a shit about the actors or anything. I just want to know what the story is about. So that's a little bit of a red flag right there. It says a man roams the land as a creature of the night as he comes to terms with the tragic loss of his family at the hands of a brutal demagogue. Reynolds, I guess. So Guy Pearce is playing somebody named Reynolds. Guy Pearce plays Reynolds. And I don't know. It looks okay, That storyline right there throws up a red flag to me. This is one that it could be good, it could be crap. I don't know. So I'm gonna guess a 3 there, but it's one that I'm definitely interested in seeing. And then on January 26th, there's a movie coming out called American Star that features Ian McShane, who man has been in so many things. Ray Donovan, Pirates of the Caribbean, um, Deadwood, like all kinds of stuff. He is just such his resume goes on forever and ever and ever. But American Star is a thriller, and it says an assassin on the final assignment in Fuerteventura, wherever that is, to kill a man. An assassin on a final assignment in Fuerteventura to kill a man he has never met. That boy, they worded that wrong. So he's on an assignment and he has to kill a man he's never met, which is pretty much the way assassins are. They kill people that they don't know, right? So that's, yeah. When his target is delayed, he finds himself drawn to the island, the people, and a ghostly shipwreck. I like shipwrecks. I like Ian McShane. I like assassins. That's why I'm going to give this a watch. I really feel like this could surprise me. And so my level of excitement for this, I'm going to guess a 4 out of 5 is where I'm at with this. I'm going to say a 4 out of 5. American Star. I had not heard of it until I started researching movies coming out next year. But Ian McShane is so good. He is just so good. And as I go through these, there's going to be movies that I skip because, for example, there's a movie coming out called How to Have Sex. Doesn't really apply to the channel. There's a movie coming out called Disco Boy. Doesn't really apply to the channel. So some of those type of movies I'm just going to skip. But January 31st, we have a movie coming out called The Epidemic. This is obviously a lower budget film, but it stars Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother, who is in any low budget film that he can get a part of. And it stars Felissa Rose and Kurt Angle. So some of the A-list of the lower budget movies are in this. The Epidemic says a group of people find themselves trapped in states from zombies. So it's a zombie epidemic movie. So it's like a zombie movie. So is it going to be great? Probably not. Will it be fun? Hopefully. But a low budget movie like that, I am very cautiously optimistic. And I'm even at that, I'm still going to go with, I think it's going to be like a 2 out of 5. But The Epidemic, if you're into movies, especially if you're a fan of Felissa Rose, Sleepaway Camp, or Eric Roberts, has been in some great stuff. The Epidemic might be for you. And if you hear noise in the background, forgive me. My niece is here. I think she's 5. And what comes along with 5-year-olds is a lot of noise. So she's out there having a good time with my wife and stuff. And they're watching a movie. So if you hear whistling and stuff, that's what's going on back there. Antonis, homeboy, thank you so much for that $10 super chat there, bro. You rock. Are you going to see Deadpool 3, OGP? I know you do not like Marvel anymore, and neither do I, but I'm asking because he is a hilarious superhero. I sent you messages on Instagram, by the way. I'll take a look. I'll try to get caught up on your messages, Antonis. Forgive me for that. It's been New Year's holiday season, everything. We've all been busy, but Antonis, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas back in New York. Hopefully, your family and everybody had a great time, and a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I am very jealous that you got to go have New York, Christmas in New York. I would love, we've been there for Christmas before, and I love it. I love New York at that time of the year. So very jealous of that. But Deadpool is hysterical. Yes. The first 2 Deadpool movies, very, very funny. Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. And so, yes, I will definitely be seeing that. I will definitely, Antonis. Yes. Let's see here. And so, and again, Antonis, thank you very much for that super chat, homeboy. We are moving on. After The Epidemic, we're up to February 2nd now, in a movie called The Promised Land. And the main reason I'm interested in this is because I'm such a big fan of Mads Mikkelsen. I love Mads, and it's funny because when Hannibal, the TV show, came out and I first watched it and I saw Mads as Hannibal Lecter, I was like, no, no. Hannibal is Sir Anthony Hopkins or maybe Brian Cox, but he is definitely not Mads Mikkelsen. After a couple seasons of that, I loved it. And I really wish that somebody would pick that show up and bring it back. Clarice came out, and that TV show Clarice, and it got canceled after one season. I thought it was okay. They let a little too much political bullshit get in it, and I think that's what killed it. But Hannibal was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely loved that show. And Mads Mikkelsen was great. So I've fallen in love with him as an actor ever since then. So this movie called The Promised Land, it says it's a biography, drama, and a historical pick. It says the story of Ludwig Collin, who pursued his lifelong dream to make the heath bring him wealth and honor. I don't know what that means, really. I really just don't know what that means. But it looks like it's kind of like maybe takes place in the Middle Ages or something. But it looks very interesting to me. And I love Mads Mikkelsen. So very much looking forward to that. The Promised Land coming out on February 2nd. And that it's not a horror, it's not an action movie. I'm guessing 3 out of 5 because I don't know anything about that story. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'll watch it and it'll pique my curiosity, and I'll have to come home and do some Googling. But Argyle also comes out February 2nd. Argyle, an introverted spy novelist, is drawn into the activities of a sinister underground syndicate. Directed by Matthew Vaughn, stars Sophia Boutella, Henry Cavill. I think it's Cavill. Is that how you say his name, right? Superman. Dua Lipa. Is she a singer or something? I don't know. But get this cast for Argyle. Listen to this cast: Sam Rockwell, John Cena, Samuel Jackson, Bryan Cranston, Jason Fuchs. I mean, like, the list goes on and on and on. So I don't know. This seems an introverted spy novelist is drawn into the activities of a sinister underground syndicate. I don't know. I don't know. But that cast alone, it has to be fun, right? It has to be fun. Based on that cast alone, I'm guessing a 4 out of 5. I don't know anything other about it than what it says right there. I hope it's really good. One kind of, sort of, kind of red flag is that the guy who wrote it is also acting in it. That can be a kind of a concern. But it obviously has a big ass budget if they have Samuel Jackson, Bryan Cranston, John Cena, and many, many more. So the cast is phenomenal. So cannot wait for that. Argyle, February 2nd, 2024. And then February 8th. And IMDb skipped this one. I'm surprised. IMDb doesn't have all these movies. But there is a movie called Baghead that is okay. Well, it says it was coming out in 2023. Maybe it hasn't been updated or something. But Baghead supposedly now is coming out February 8th. And it is a horror movie. It says a young woman inherits a rundown pub and discovers a dark secret within its basement. Baghead, a shape-shifting creature that will let you speak to lost loved ones, but not without consequence. Kind of sounds like Pumpkinhead, like a little bit of like a Pumpkinhead kind of thing. And let's see, did they have any dates or anything on this yet? It's up here, it says 2023, but I don't see a specific release date. And I saw somewhere that February 8th is coming out. Maybe I don't know. I don't know any more than that, but it sounds like a fun movie. I saw February 8th, and so that's where I am with that. Spy movie, right, Jude? I'm with you. It might be kind of fun. Yeah. But Baghead, February 8th. And being February 8th, like an off day, it's probably like a straight to video, straight to DVD, straight to streaming somewhere. Bum, 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 bum. And then February 9th, there wasn't really anything that caught my eye. There's a lot coming out, but nothing that's worth mentioning. February 11th, there's a movie coming out. I think it's a foreign film, Dreams of Darkness. I don't know if it's a foreign film or not. Directed by Nikolai Malden. Devastated by the disappearance of his wife, Derek Fabry enters a nightmarish world of the occult, erotic, evil, and supernatural seduction as he tries to unravel the mystery of her vanishing. I don't know any of the cast, and out of the entire cast, only one of them has a picture on IMDb. So that's a concern. That tells you that it is a no-name cast. So maybe it's not foreign film, it's just a very super ultra low budget or something. But that's February 11th. But Baghead, I'm a little worried about. But you know what, though? If it's anything like a Pumpkinhead kind of vibe or feel, it could be great. But Baghead, I feel like that was probably going to be a 2. Dreams of Darkness is not even worth rating, I don't think. I just don't see that being that great. February 16th. February 16th, we have Land of Bad with Russell Crowe and Liam and Luke Hemsworth and Daniel McPherson, Gunnar Wright. Looking for some other folks that I may recognize. I don't know anybody, but Land of Bad, No Man Left Behind, only in theaters February 16th. A rookie Air Force combat controller and a seasoned drone pilot support a Delta Force team as they try to shift a mission gone wrong into a rescue operation. Love war movies. I'm all about war movies. So this might be good, especially with Liam and Luke Hemsworth and Russell Crowe. Looks pretty good. Larry, have a good night. Call, charge my phone, and gotta charge my phone, get some rest. Have a good night. You have a good night too, Larry. Take care. Happy New Year to you. But Land of Bad, I don't know that that's going to be great, but I do enjoy war movies. So I'm going to guess a 3. I'm going to guess a 3, but that's one that could surprise me or it could go south really, really quickly. And then here's another one that I am very, very concerned about. And I'm having trouble. So I'm seeing February 16th, but I've also seen conflicting reports. But I'm going to go with February 16th because that's what IMDb has. February 16th, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Why are they doing this? Like, why? Why are they doing this? I just don't know why they're doing this to us. Plot under wraps. Like, really? Did the first one even have a plot? It was so stupid. It was so unbelievably bad. I will not pay to see this movie. If it's somewhere I can watch it for free, I will do that so I can tell you about it. But I will not pay to watch this movie. I won't. I just won't. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was so bad. I am fully expecting Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 2 on a 1 to 5. A 1 to 5, 1's the lowest I can get, and that's it. A 1. I am. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. And then February 23rd, we have Drive Away Dolls. Drive Away Dolls. This is interesting. This stars Matt Damon and Pedro Pascal. Jamie regrets her breakup with her girlfriend, while Marion needs to relax. In search of a fresh start, they embark on an unexpected road trip to Tallahassee, but things quickly go awry when they cross paths with a group of inept criminals. This says it is an action, a comedy, and a thriller, but it stars Matt Damon, Pedro Pascal, Bill Camp. I recognize. I would have never known his name. There's some other people here that I just don't recognize. It has a pretty big cast, but Ethan Cohen is a director, and I don't know much else more about it, but it sounds like it could be a lot of fun. And Matt Damon has not done too many bad movies. Matt Damon did one movie that was complete dog shit, and I can't believe he did that movie. I'm not even going to name it, but This looks like it might be okay. It looks like it might be okay. Drive Away Dolls. Um, I'm still though. It says action, comedy, and thriller. I don't know that it's going to hit a home run with me. I'm guessing a 3 out of 5. I'm not too excited about it. And then we got February 27th, Camp Pleasant Lake. Which this is hysterical. This is absolutely hysterical. When you click on Camp Pleasant Lake, the first image you see is a guy who, in me and Matt and Justin's movie Wild Game, where Fluffy helped us produce and stuff, the first picture you see is Rafe or Raph, however you say his name, and it raises red flags. He's a good guy. Raph's a good guy. I could tell you stories about him. That's for another video. Camp Pleasant Lake, I expect to be absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'll tell you though, it stars Bonnie Aarons, who she's the nun, right? Jonathan Lipnicki, who I know he's been in stuff. I just don't remember what. Michael Paré, who phenomenal actor. Robert Lasardo, good actor. Andrew Divoff. I mean, they went and got Mike Ferguson. They went and got all the low budget, and all lower budget cast, aside from Bonnie Aarons, but I don't know what type of salary she commands or anything. But the idea that when you click on this, the first picture you see is Rafe. He's a great guy. But he's a up and coming actor. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to talk bad about him. He's an up and coming actor. So that just tells me he's the first person you see in here. I'm a little concerned. And I'm not trying to knock him or anything. But let's see here. We are but now moving into March. So maybe before we go into March, let's maybe get caught up on some of these comments here. Robert C, did you see that Mickey Mouse became public domain, but only the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse? Yeah, I saw something about that, and I've heard there's already a movie in production or something. I'm not too sure what yet. I think there's going to be a Bambi and a Peter Pan. Yeah, all these franchises that are becoming public domain now that they did Winnie the Pooh, they're going to take anything they can and make it into a cheesy horror movie. My level of excitement is not very high for any of those, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll watch them. Movies that are made nowadays are just repetitive stories. Yes, very, very true for the most part. Yes. Bambi and Peter Pan under kids' beds going to kill them. I don't know. I could be, Jude. It could be. Robert, and now they're making a horror movie about Mickey Mouse because it became, yep, I know. It's so crazy. So crazy. Downsizing was a bad movie. Downsizing was not Matt Damon's best movie. You are 100% correct, but it is not the one that I'm talking about. The one that I'm talking about that Matt Damon was in, in my review, literally got scissors and cut the movie in half and threw it away. Fonzo, the legend. Fonzo's in the house. Fonzo, happy New Year to you, sir. Hopefully you had a wonderful New Year, and man, cannot wait for us to go spend all of our money at Creep I.E. We were going to go broke there. Nick has really stuck it to us with this phenomenal lineup that he has, but it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a great time. Cannot wait to see you and all the other homies there. But yeah, Fonzo, I'm curious. So Fonzo, we're talking about really quickly, and recap maybe anybody that wasn't here a few minutes ago. My best movies for me, my personal favorites of 2023 were Oppenheimer, Saw X, Scream 6, Last Voyage of Demeter, Insidious, Red Door, Sound of Freedom, John Wick 4, Equalizer 3, and The Nun 2. My least favorite movies were Evil Dead Rise, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Cocaine Bear, and Children of the Corn, which I don't even remember watching that. I mean, I remember watching it last year, but I can't remember when it came out. Curious your thoughts, tops, like favorites and least favorites. Fonzo, if you got a second to type in any thoughts, curious what your favorites were. What month is physical media disappearing from Best Buy? Antonis, that's a good question that I don't have an answer for right now. The only prep work I've done is, looking at the movies that are coming out next year for this particular video. And with that being said, we are moving into March. The very, very beginning of March, we have my highly unanticipated Dune Part 2. How could you take such a phenomenal cast in the first one and make such a boring movie? The first Dune movie from the 80s was boring too. I'm just, the story does nothing for me. But, you would think, okay, we're going to redo it. We're going to bring it out, in the 2020s. And you would think they would make it a little more exciting. It just bored the shit out of me. So I turned it off. I didn't even finish watching it. But Dune Part 2 comes out March 1st. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to go see it, but I don't, it's not for me. The worst in 2023, The History of the World Part 2 on Hulu. It was not funny. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. Sepper, what's up? What would you rate the movie Waiting as far as what would you rate the movie Waiting? Oh, as far as Ryan's top movies he's been in yours. Oh, Waiting is hilarious. Man, that stuff I would have to actually Google Ryan Reynolds and see, but Waiting is hysterical. Absolutely love that movie. It's very good. It's very good. It would be up there. I'd have to go look at his whole resume, which I just don't want. I don't want to get too sidetracked right now. But Waiting is phenomenal. Absolutely a comedy gold right there. I enjoyed Pope's Exorcist. A big surprise. Yes, I agree. To me, yes. Like I said earlier, that movie was way better than I felt like it should have been. It was great. I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. Exorcist Believer, I'm not a big fan of. Thanksgiving was so much fun. Nice, very cool. And so, Fonzo, I have a list. I have my shame on me list, and my shame on me list, movies that I have not seen that I should have already. When Evil Lurks, Thanksgiving, Nefarious, and Godzilla. Need to see those still. Need to see those. I haven't, so shame on me. But yeah, Pope's Exorcist was great. No to Dune. Dune 2000 is my favorite. No more after that. Right on. Gran Turismo is my favorite underrated film 2023. I've not seen that. It's not one, Frank, that I'm just like too excited or feel like I need to go check out. Waiting is the movie that made me like him. It's a great one. If you'd never seen a Ryan Reynolds film before, or if you weren't a fan, and you saw that, you'd be like, okay, I like this guy. Solid list, dude. I still need to watch Equalizer 3. Okay, right on. And Equalizer 3, I don't. It's not as good as the first, but it's at least as good as the second. It's at least as good as the second. I really hope Goody isn't a killer in any of these. Goody, who's Goody? Thelma, I'm not following you. Who's Goody? Is Goody? Is that like a character from a movie or something? Godzilla -1. I know. Yes. Shame on me. I totally need to go see it. But I got sick. I was sick when it came out, and I just, and then it was like, okay, I need to go see it in the theater, but the holidays are coming, so much going on. So, and I almost went and saw it when I was out in Vegas, but I was just so busy, so busy. Oh, Goofy. No, they can't make Goofy a killer. I will riot. We will all riot if they make Goofy a killer. Her Gran Turismo is phenomenal. It's on my top to watch, right behind Top Gun 2. Right on. Yeah, I've not heard much about Gran Turismo just because it's not like in my wheelhouse. But Top Gun 2 is phenomenal. I absolutely love Top Gun 2. So if it's in that realm, then I definitely need to check out Gran Turismo. That's for sure. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So March 8th, we have Kung Fu. I really just said Kung Fu Panda 4, Jack Black, Seth Rogen, and so on and so forth there. The first I did it again. Kung Fu Panda movie was funny. The second one, I was like, okay, this is doing nothing for me. I feel like I'm just watching more of the same. I have not seen the third. I don't know that I'll be too high on going out to see the fourth. I'll probably watch it at some point, but I'm not big on animation, and it just it's gonna be more of the same. It's gonna be more of the same. Kung Fu. That's right. Kung Fu. But then we have also Imaginary, which pardon me, the man, Diet Coke's revenge right there. A woman returns to her childhood home to discover that the imaginary friend she left behind is very real and unhappy that she abandoned him. This looks like Ted. When you see the picture for this, imaginary, it looks like the movie Ted. There's like a teddy bear there. Maybe if Mark Wahlberg ever abandoned Ted, this is how pissed off that bear would be. Something like that. I don't know. I don't recognize really anybody in the cast. It could be fun. I don't know. My gut says it's probably going to be terrible. Jack Black, Kung Fu Panda, I would rate probably a 3 out of 5 on excitement. Imaginary, I'm down at a 2. I hope it's better than I think it's going to be, but I don't think it's going to be good. Also, March 8th, we have Cabrini coming out. This is very interesting. And what caught my eye here, there are certain actors like Mads Mikkelsen that when a movie comes out with them, I'm going to go watch it. And Cabrini is a movie that I will be seeing, if for nothing else, specifically because it stars John Lithgow. And I love John Lithgow. He's a phenomenal actor. It says it's a biography. And after witnessing disease and poverty in the slums of New York, Italian immigrant Francesca Cabrini embarks on a daring journey to persuade the hostile mayor to provide housing and healthcare for hundreds of orphaned children. And John Lithgow plays Mayor Gould. Now, if you've ever seen Dexter, I think season 4, you will know John Lithgow can play one evil son of a bitch. And so if he's going to be bad, then that's great. Giancarlo Giannini plays Pope Leo. Giancarlo was, I think, amongst other things, was in the movie Hannibal. And David Morse, I recognize. Federico Castelluccio. Oh, Federico. Oh, we know from The Sopranos. And it looks like a pretty good cast, pretty solid cast here about a woman trying to get help for orphan kids in New York with the evil mayor. Could be fun. It's a biography, should be kind of based on a true story, starring John Lithgow. So I'm going to be checking it out. Sounds like a fun movie. It really does. Jude, you could just go back and watch it, or I mean, I can, you know what I need to do? And I said I was going to do it last year, and I don't know if I ever did, but I need to post a list of this. We need to get a list online of all these different movies here. Maybe I'll do that. I'll get together a list and put up my rankings, what I think they're going to be. And then so at the end of the year, we can go back and look. And that would have been kind of fun to do. Maybe we can do that later or another time. Go back and see what I guessed for all the movies in 2023. Let's see. Let me just flip to like one or two of them. So I guessed The Exorcist Believer was going to be a 2 out of 5. Probably pretty accurate. I mean, it's probably more like a 3 out of 5. Saw X, I guessed 5 out of 5. That I'm correct. Hunger Games and Dune, I gave them both zeros. And I have not seen either of them, so I don't know. Barbie, I guessed a 0 for me personally. Oppenheimer, I guessed a 5, and to me it was a 5. Insidious, I guessed 5, and it was a 5. Indiana Jones, I guessed 5, and it was more probably like a 3, maybe a 2. Let's see. Pope's Exorcist, I guess 5, and I'd probably give it a 4. Renfield, I guess 5, and I'd probably give it like a 4. Evil Dead Rise, I guessed 5, and I would give it a 1. That movie just pissed me off. So there's a lot like that to go back at the end of the year and see what I guessed versus how I actually felt after seeing them. Might be kind of fun. So maybe that's something that I need to do. I need to post it. The spy movie name, the spy movie was Drive. Was it Drive Away Dolls? I think it was Drive Away Dolls. Let me get back up here and see real quick. Drive Away Dolls. Go right across a group of inept. The inept criminals was Drive Away Dolls. What might have been the spy movie? Let's see if I can figure it out really, really quickly. Land of Bad, Winnie the Pooh, Camp Pleasant. Argyle. It's Argyle, Jude. Argyle was a spy movie. So, Creator was slow paced, but visually it was stunning. Yeah, Creator, man, it bored me to death. Gosh, I turned it off in the middle of it the other night. I just put it on, I turned it off in the middle of it. Robert turned it off as well. Funny, yeah, I wanted to like it, but I just didn't give a shit what was going to happen next. I just didn't care. There was nothing that pulled me in to care about those characters. I just didn't care about them. It didn't do much. I wanted to like it. I really did. John Lithgow was awesome in Dexter. Yes, he was. House of G-Fam. Very, very good. Yes. Lithgow season 4 was the best season. 100%. Fonzo, 100%. For me, usually the first season or the first, movie in a franchise is always the best. But no, Dexter season 4, whew, God dang, was that dark. OGP Brendan saw one. I saw that he went. I don't know what he thought of it. I just personally, I couldn't care. The new Wonka movie is not anything that I care to see at all. I hope if you go see it, you love it. And I hope Brendan loved it. I hope anybody that goes and sees it loves it, but it's just not anything I care to see. And so I'm not knocking it at all. It's just not for me at all. So let's see here. So we talked about Cabrini. Then we have Love Lies. Getting back up here. Love Lies Bleeding. Forgive me. Love Lies Bleeding, starring Kristen Stewart. This is an action, adventure, and crime. And it says a romance fueled by ego, desire, and the American dream. Stars Anna Baryshnikov. Wow, is she related to like the Baryshnikov? Who knows? But it stars her, Dave Franco, James' brother, right? Kristen Stewart, Ed Harris. No way. I didn't know that till right now. Very cool. Wow, this has got a phenomenal cast. This looks great. Love Lies Bleeding, a romance fueled by ego, desire, and the American dream. Definitely something I'm excited for. And I'm gonna guess on that a 4. Cabrini with John Lithgow. I'm also gonna guess 4. I think I'm gonna really enjoy that. Lithgow's was a pinnacle to Dexter Deity's best time in TV show that season year. No, you know what? And there was so many good, TV shows in the early 2000s. Dexter was definitely one of them, and that season was really top notch. It really, really was. So then we are moving along. March 8th. There's nothing on the 15th coming out that I really give two shits about. But on the 22nd of March, we have Arthur the King. And this says it's an adventure movie starring Mark Wahlberg. And there's a catch to why I even mentioned this. It says an adventure racer adopts a stray dog named Arthur to join him in an epic endurance race. Forgive me. Got to kill some Diet Coke to keep the pipes going here. There, aside from Mark Wahlberg being involved in this, there is nothing about this movie that I should like nothing, I don't think. But Mark Wahlberg's in it, so therefore it got mentioned because he's one of those guys that I see his name, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to check this out. I really don't think I'm going to enjoy this movie. My guess is it's going to be a 2. I hope it turns out to be great, and I hope everybody goes and sees it, loves it. But Arthur the King, Arthur is a dog, and it's about a stray dog who becomes like a race dog or something, I guess. I don't know. Just not too excited, but it's got Mark Wahlberg. So, okay. Then, March 29th. March 29th. Quite possibly a day that will live in infamy, a day that will piss many of us off. March 29th. Remember that date because I'm sure that I am going to be furious when I leave the theater on March 29th after watching Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. When I see a Ghostbusters movie and the stars on IMDb are Annie Potts, McKenna Grace, and Carrie Coon, I go, where the fuck are the Ghostbusters? I want to see the Ghostbusters. I don't even know who these people are. I want to see Dan Aykroyd. I want to see Bill Murray. They're the Ghostbusters. I know they're old. Whatever. I don't care. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Adventure comedy fantasy. When the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters new and old must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. Also known as Ghostbusters continuing to pass the fucking torch. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is going to piss me off. I'm so not looking forward to this. I'm gonna have to watch it. Oh, Annie Potts, forgive me. She is Janine from the original Ghostbusters movie. Okay, so Annie Potts. Okay, um, Carrie Coon plays Callie Spengler. McKenna Grace plays Phoebe Spengler. Paul Rudd's in it, of course. Again, Paul Rudd was fine in the first one. Bill Murray's in it. Dan Aykroyd's in it, but they're not top billed. Patton Oswald's in it. Patton Oswald could take a flying fuck. I'm tired of that guy. Man, this movie, I was so pissed off at the end of the last Ghostbusters. I think this is going to be bad. My guess, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I'm guessing 1 out of 5. I think I'm absolutely going to hate this movie. I hate what they're doing with this franchise. I just really hate it. Man, March 29th. Give me the power to survive that movie, please. But then we have Mickey 17 coming out. Mickey 17, starring the Batman, Robert Pattinson, and Mark Ruffalo, Stephen Yeun, Toni Collette, amongst other people here. But I mean, this is a pretty nice cast for this movie. Mickey 17, and it says plot under wraps. It says adventure drama sci-fi. If you watch the trailer for it, looks kind of interesting. They're not giving you that much. They are not giving you much. But Robert Pattinson, who I was not a fan of at all before Batman, really grew on me with the Batman. Robert Pattinson, Mark Ruffalo, Stephen Yeun. I am sold. I will be watching this. I don't know. It says plot under wraps. I don't know why they won't give us anything about the plot. That's crazy. The fact that it comes out so soon. I mean, March 19th, we got to go all of January, all of February, all of March. I mean, solid 3 months away, but that's not that far. So Mickey 17. I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic about that. The fact, because they won't give us anything about the plot, I'm a little apprehensive to give it a 5 out of 5 anticipation. I'm going to give it a 4 because of the cast. I'm a 4 out of 5 excited. Let's see here. Face it, only the first Ghostbusters movie is good. The rest aren't very good. Metal God, you are correct. Part 2 was kind of rough, but at least it still had the Ghostbusters. The one with the girls is dog shit. The cartoon, kind of fun, right? The cartoon was kind of cool. The one with the girls, I mean, it had its moments. There were some moments that I laughed, but the one with the girls was not great. And they really did those actresses a disservice. They should have made it, I mean, like, make it a Ghostbusters universe, make it a spin-off. Don't try and replace the guys with girls. They could have done so much better with that. It didn't need to be bad. It could have been great. But you're right. Only the first Ghostbusters movie was really the only one worth watching. There's only one Willy Wonka movie from the 70s. Jude, you are correct. And it's funny. There's an interview. I've seen a couple interviews with Gene Wilder where people ask him about Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. And he's like, they didn't need to do it. And he goes, I love Johnny Depp as an actor, but the movie was crap. So, yeah, to me, Gene Wilder is Willy Wonka. I don't need to see anything else. No, and I know. And Antonis, his favorite is the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. But yeah, Jude and I will agree to disagree with you on that one. And and that's fine. There's no problem with that. But for me, yes, there's only one Willy Wonka, and that's Gene Wilder. And I don't need another one. That movie was good enough. That was not one of those movies where I left going like, I need more of this. That was a movie that I was like, that was fun. I'm good. Let's move on. Yeah, but yeah, I totally respect anybody who, especially if you grew up, with Johnny Depp, as Wonka. If you grew up in that era, you're a little bit younger than Jude and I understand, your opinion. Totally respect it. But then, so after March 29th, then we move on to April 5th here, and we have The First Omen. And I don't know about this. It says a young American woman is sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, but encounters a darkness that causes her to question her faith and uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. Stars a whole bunch of people that I don't know, directed by somebody that I don't know, written by people I don't know. It's a horror movie. The First Omen. I don't know much else about it. I want it to be good, but I don't know that it's going to be. I want to see it to check it out, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be a 2 out of 5. That's where I'm at with that. The First Omen. And now here's another movie that I did not put on my list, but at some point we'll find out about it and then we'll talk about it. It's an untitled M. Night Shyamalan project. There is supposedly something coming out in April from M. Night Shyamalan, and everything is under wraps. They're not telling us anything about it. So we shall see. We shall see. We don't know. And so I can't rate what I don't know. And then moving on to April 12th. This is very interesting to me. Hang on a second. Godzilla X Kong. Is that like Godzilla versus Kong? The New Empire. Godzilla X Kong. Godzilla -1 kind of came out of nowhere, caught me off guard. And then now we have Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Plot kept under wraps. And the cast, this is not like a big name cast or anything. So I don't know what to expect from this. I don't know if it has any relation to Godzilla -1, if it's like in that particular Godzilla universe or what. But directed by Adam Wingard, stars Dan Stevens, Rebecca Hall, and Rachel House. I don't know. I am not the biggest monster movie fan, and the fact that there's no actors in there that I recognize, I have to guess low. I'm going to guess a 2 out of 5. And maybe it'll be great. Maybe it'll be a 5 out of 5. Maybe it'll be, a great follow-up Godzilla movie to Godzilla -1. I don't know. But I'm not very optimistic that it's going to be great, because typically I'm just not a big monster movie fan. Then April 19th, we have an untitled monster thriller for Universal Pictures project. This is April 19th. We're supposed to get some type of Universal monster movie, like the old school, like Universal monsters. We're supposed to get a movie, a horror thriller, plot under wraps, but it's supposed to star Dan Stevens, Catherine Newton, Kevin Durand, Angus Cloud, and Melissa Barrera. So we just don't know. Is it going to be a, like a feature? Is it going to be an anthology? We don't know anything else about it. But a Universal horror movie coming out April 19th. So it's definitely something that we'll probably all want to see, but who knows? Who knows? And then April 19th, also Rebel Moon 2, which is funny because I haven't seen Rebel Moon and I didn't know anything about it. Although now I've realized like Charlie Hunnam's in it, so I'll probably need to watch it before going to Creep I.E Con. But Rebel Moon 2 comes out on April 19th. So if you're a fan of Rebel Moon, you're going to get a follow-up very, very quickly here, April 19th. And then on the 21st of April, we have The Night of the Harvest. We're having there was like Dark Harvest. There's like a harvest movie theme going on. The Night of the Harvest is a horror movie, it says. Aubrey and her friends go geocaching in the woods behind an old cornfield where they are trapped and hunted by a masked woman in white. Ooh, I wonder if that's like The Lady in White. Apparently, we're making like smoothies or something right now because there's a loud ass blender going on in the other room. So forgive me for that. But there's like the legend of the woman in white. Who's, I mean, there's like movie about it. There's just different like legends of a woman in white. So I wonder if it has something to do with that. But this doesn't star anybody I know. It looks like it's got a young cast, so maybe like Aubrey and her friends. I'm guessing they're kids, younger kids or younger folks. Go geocaching, whatever that means, in the woods behind an old cornfield where they're trapped and hunted by a masked woman in white. Might be kind of fun. I don't know. I hope it's great. I'm gonna guess a 3 because I don't know where to, what type of vibe to get on it. The Universal Monsters film, I'm not guessing right now because we just don't know enough. A Rebel Moon 2. I haven't seen the first one, so I'm not going to guess on that yet. So, some of these, if I just don't have enough information, I'm not going to put out a guess yet. But for most of them, I probably will. Look at this. Fonzie's in the house. What up, Fonzie? Man, good fun. Hanging out, watching Wet Movie 1, teasing him a little bit, having a good time, making him stress out a little bit about him getting demonetized the other night. So if you missed Wet Movie 1 stream, Fonzie and I were having a little bit of fun at Wet Movie 1's expense. It was a good time. There's a trailer for Godzilla X Kong, and there's geocaching Baby Kong in the trailer. What? Is this real? Is this for really real, Robert? Man, we'll see. I don't know what geocaching is. What the hell is that? Children of the Corn mixed with Woman in White, mixed trash. Oh, nice. Here we go. April 26th. We have a movie called Civil War. In the near future, a team of journalists travels across the United States during a rapidly escalating civil war that has engulfed the entire nation. Stars Kirsten Dunst, Nick Offerman. I mean, looks like a pretty good cast. I don't know too many of these other names. Jesse Plemons, Kaylee Spaney. I don't really know a lot of them, but Kirsten Dunst and Nick Offerman, two very good actors. Directed by Alex Garland. I don't know. It's an A24 film. A24 is very hit or miss. I don't know. But I'm not very optimistic. I kind of think it's going to be pretty rough. It's pretty hard to do a Civil War film, have the whole country, falling apart. You need a pretty big budget for that. So that word came out. Sorry, but there is a Baby Kong in the trailer. I'm driving home. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, the geocaching. Probably I said that and it went into your thing. But there's a Baby Kong in the trailer. I don't know that I need a Baby Kong. Is it the Lady in White? It's one of those. And Fluffy and I think I watched that movie with Fluff and it was pretty good. The Woman in White or the Lady in White or something like that. Is that the one where she gets people to jump off a cliff or something like that? I don't remember, but I seen her movie. Remember a movie, Lady in White or Woman in White, that was pretty darn good. So Civil War, I'm guessing a 2 out of 5 right there. And then we have, and I don't know why they don't have it on here. I'm not seeing it. I got to look up Return to Silent Hill. I'm gonna have to look up, because I have Return to Silent Hill coming out on April 26th. Let's see what IMDb has. And there's just too many movies for me to have done the research on all these ahead of time. Return to Silent Hill is, I'm not seeing a specific release date. So maybe IMDb just hasn't confirmed the release date yet. But it says, when a mysterious letter calls him back to Silent Hill in search of his lost love, James finds a once recognizable town and encounters terrifying figures, both familiar and new, and begins to question his own sanity. Return to Silent Hill. I don't know. Could be pretty good. We'll see. Is Silent Hill the greatest movie ever? But I think 3 is it's an easy guess. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm middle of the road on that. I'm hoping it's really, really good, but I'm going to be a little cautious with it there. Return to Silent Hill, April 26th. Sean, that's what I'm looking at. That is what I'm looking at. Let's see here. Spaney played Priscilla in the recent film. Oh, okay. In the Priscilla, in that like a Priscilla biopic kind of movie. Gotcha. Okay, so she's obviously a good actress then, Reggie. Don't go in real life. Um, don't go in real life where, Jude? We're only in April, so I've got a little while to go. We're gonna be here for a little while. But yep, Return to Silent Hill. Definitely be watching that when it comes out. And then the May 3rd, the Fall Guy action comedy drama with Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt. I just, I don't think that's going to be fun at all. The Fall Guy, I don't know. It just seems like cheesy, goofy comedy that I don't know. I don't know. The Fall Guy, not my cup of tea, so I'm not even going to rate it. Oh, don't go in real life to Silent Hill. Okay, very interesting. I'd love to hear more of your thoughts on that and the reason for you saying that, Jude. That's interesting. And so after April 26th, I jump up to May 10th. There was just nothing in between for me. But May 10th, we have Horror Scope. And it says a group of college friends begin dying in ways connected to their fortunes after getting their horoscopes read. You know what? I've always been one. I remember like way back in the day, before computers and everything. I remember the newspaper would come out, and I loved reading the daily horoscopes. But after a while, I would read the horoscopes and I'd have a shitty day. And so I quit reading horoscopes because whatever it was, I just had a shitty day after reading horoscopes. So I stopped. I don't know if that makes me just paranoid or crazy or what, but superstitious, I guess, but I don't know. Hey, the idea of friends dying after reading a horoscope kind of sounds fun. Now, the cast, Humberly Gonzalez, don't know who she is. Looking at all these folks, I don't know who any of them are. And without clicking on them and going into their resumes individually, I just don't know. But Horoscope sounds kind of fun. Let me see if it says a budget. Do we have a budget on here yet? Details, May 10th, country of origin, US. It was filmed in Serbia. So if they went to Serbia to film it, obviously had a little bit of a budget, but not a huge budget because they went to Serbia to save money. I'm pretty optimistic about that. Horoscope, I'm going to guess a 4 out of 5. I'm going to think Horoscope's going to be good. I think that might be one that will catch us off guard this year and make us go like, okay, that was great. I hope. Centralia, Pennsylvania is the real Silent Hill. Okay, Sean. And that's, I just haven't looked like, too much into that at all. But okay, maybe Centralia. Now Jude says don't go. But you know what? Haunted places and stuff, man, they that's like, one of those like, you tell the kid don't eat the candy and the kid's gonna eat the candy. OGP may just have to go over there and check it out. Maybe bring my little ghost busting machine. I don't know. We'll see. That's far away from me, but seeing places like that in real life definitely is interesting to me. But Jude, have you been? Very curious. Have you been there or just you've heard stories? Robert, I sent you a picture of the baby Kong in the trailer to your Instagram, so you'll see what it looks like. Oh, right on. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate that. Blackbeard, what's up? First I've heard of geocaching. Okay, so I'm not alone. How's the GFam? That's good. I'm not alone. Geocaching is a type of global treasure hunt for people looking for caches or hidden stashes of objects. Okay, I've heard of that now. I just didn't know what it was called. But it's like a YouTuber would go out and put something somewhere and go, hey, I hid this somewhere in this shopping mall, and there's like $100. First person to find it So I get that. I get it. I get it. Reggie, that is a good question that I don't have an answer for right now. I'll get on a tangent and get way too far off track. All I can tell you right now is I just don't know right now. But Horoscope, looking forward to that for sure. And then, oh yeah, we're turning the page here. May 17th, May 17th, we have a movie coming out called If, another Ryan Reynolds movie. This one definitely raises the eyebrows here. Definitely raises the eyebrows because this stars Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, and Steve Carell, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and Emily Blunt, and Matt Damon, and Jon Stewart, and Maya Rudolph, and Sam Rockwell, Sebastian Maniscalco, however you say his name, Christopher Maloney. So many people. This is a movie called If. It's a comedy, a drama, and a family movie. Not typically anything I'm very interested in, but that cast right there has my curiosity piqued. It says a young girl who goes through a difficult experience begins to see everyone's imaginary friends who have been left behind as their real life friends have grown up. That is kind of fun. It kind of reminds me maybe like a Monsters Inc. or something like that. But this is pretty cool. That cast right there. Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, Steve Carell, Matt Damon, Maya Rudolph. I mean, like, oh my goodness, what a great cast. It's called If, based on the story and what it is and everything. I don't know that I don't know it's going to blow my socks off, but I think it's going to be fun. I really do. So I'm going to guess a 4 out of 5 on that. I think it's going to be fun, but I don't think I'm going to be like head over heels about it. And then also May 17th, which is not on here. Why is it not on IMDb? Another one. It's funny how some movies make it, some movies don't. And I guess it probably is on IMDb. But maybe they just haven't confirmed the release date or something again. Yes, no, that's 2008. That is not correct. We need The Strangers 2020. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's straight to Netflix. Strangers. Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding much about this right now, but I have The Strangers coming out on May 17th. So I can't rate it because I just can't find too much about it right now. But I did see somewhere. I researched multiple sources to get, like all the different movies coming out. And I saw that somewhere. Don't know too much else about it. But May 17th could be a good movie called The Strangers. We shall see. Let's see here. Moving on to May 24th. Don't know how I feel about this. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Looks like it has a pretty good cast. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, stars Anya Taylor-Joy, phenomenal actress, love her. Chris Hemsworth, great actor. And then a whole bunch of people I don't know. But I mean, your two headliners, Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy, that is a good start. And it says it's an action, adventure, and sci-fi. Of course, if it's in the like Mad Max world. It says the origin story of renegade warrior Furiosa before her encounter and team up with Mad Max. So this is Furiosa's backstory. I've seen Mad Max. I've seen Beyond Thunderdome long time ago. I have not seen the newer Mad Max. I have no idea who Furiosa is, but with Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy and being a Mad Max movie, I will watch it. I still need to go watch the newer Mad Max movie. I just haven't done it. But I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to give two shits about this. So I got to be cautious on it. And I'm guessing a 3 out of 5 just to play it safe right down the middle. I just don't need, or I don't know, Jude. Mad Max 1, 2, and 3. I'm done. Yeah. See, and that's, you know what, man, I just don't know that I need more Mad Max. I love all the Mad Max movies, Sean. Right on. The Drop Dead Fred 2. What is that coming out soon? I haven't heard of that one. I did not get on my radar, Metal God. But we'll see. And I'll definitely check it out and we'll talk about it. Then another movie that I just don't think that I need in my life, but we're getting it anyway. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's got William H. Macy in it. And of course, it's an action and a sci-fi. Many years after the reign of Caesar, a young ape goes on a journey that will lead him to question everything he's been taught about the past and make choices that will define a future for apes and humans alike. Yeah. William H. Macy's really the only name I recognize. And I love William H. Macy. But I mean, I've just never been a big fan of the Planet of the Apes movies. I just have really never cared about them. I don't even know if I'm going to watch this, just to be flat out honest, because I just don't give a shit. So I'm going to guess a 1 because I just don't care. I just don't. And then also May 24th, same date, we have the Garfield movie. And now I love the little Garfield books. If you remember those, a little like kind of like they're like, I don't know, like half-size books, but the comic strip Garfield, the TV show Garfield. Yeah, I love Garfield, man. Great comics, strip, from back in the day. So you give me a Garfield movie, okay. And I don't think this is the first Garfield movie ever, if I remember right. And it's animated, so but I mean it's Garfield, so kind of has to be. But I mean they made like a live action Smurfs movie, so they could have done live action Garfield, but whatever. It says, well, let's see here first. Stars Chris Pratt as the voice of Garfield, Samuel Jackson as the voice of Vic, Nicholas Hoult as the voice of John, and other actors that I just don't know. But it says Garfield is about to go on a wild outdoor adventure. After an unexpected reunion with his long-lost father, the cat Vic, Garfield and Odie are forced to abandon their pampered life to join Vic in a hilarious high-stakes heist. Garfield in a hilarious high-stakes heist. Interesting. Yeah, I just don't know. But it's Garfield. I'll watch it. Hopefully it's very, very funny and blows my socks off. I'm hoping I'll laugh a lot, and that will maybe get me to a 3. So that's where I'm going to guess on that. The Garfield movie coming out May 24th. And then Along the Harvest, we already had another Harvest. We've had Dark Harvest, another Harvest movie. Now here comes on May 24th, We Harvest. It's a horror and a thriller. Plot details are still under wraps. And it says Drew Dusterhoff is the only actor, and I have no idea who that is. But Drew Dusterhoff is also the writer. He is the writer, and it stars him. So I'm guessing a 1 out of 5. If the main actor is also the writer, that's usually bad news. Not weed like marijuana, but just weed, W-E Harvest. I just don't know that it's going to be any good. I think that's going to be trash. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be trash. Oh, that's right. Bill Murray played Garfield. Yes, Bill Murray's voice. Yeah, yes. No, when you think of like Garfield's voice, Bill Murray does come to mind. Yes, Reggie. Thank you for reminding me there. So May 30th, there's nothing. Terra Infirma. What is that? I don't know. But June 7th, we have a movie that is the name of the movie threw me for a loop here. But when you look at the picture, when you look at the poster and see all the guns, it becomes very interesting. We have a movie coming out on June 7th called Ballerina. I am very excited for this movie. Very excited. Ballerina. That's got a girl as a ballerina with a whole lot of guns. And who does it star? Keanu Reeves. And what character does Keanu Reeves play? John Wick. This is a movie called Ballerina in the John Wick universe. And it's got Ian McShane, Norman Reedus, Angelica Houston. Oh my goodness. Anna de Armas. I like, if you are looking for action, you are looking for adventure, you are looking for violence, this is going to be it. Ballerina. It's a John Wick movie. Oh my God. Uh, I am absolutely a 5 out of 5 on this. So when I first saw, I was like, ballerina, what's that going to be about? And then I was like, Keanu Reeves is John Wick. Okay, okay, all right, here we go. And I love when they take a character that we love and they have supporting characters around them in whatever other movies, or maybe they weren't in other movies, but there's another person that's involved in that character's life in that universe. And when they make a movie about them and incorporate the actors that we love in there, that's phenomenal. And see, this is the best thing. It's not a passing of the torch. We didn't pass the torch from John Wick to the ballerina. We just made another movie, and that's perfect. That's what we should do. Why don't we do this more often? And man, I hope it's phenomenal. I think it's going to be a 5 out of 5. I'm so excited. One of my most anticipated movies of the year. And then also the same day, June 7th, we have The Watchers. The Watchers, starring Dakota Fanning and looks like a whole bunch of other people that I don't know. Yeah, I'm not recognizing any of the other actors, but Dakota Fanning in The Watchers. It says follows Mina, a 21. Start follows. They left like it follows or they follow, whatever. I don't know, but The Watchers, maybe The Watchers follows Mina, a 28-year-old artist, as she gets stranded in an extensive, immaculate forest in Western Ireland. We got a lot of adjectives going on here. After finding shelter, she becomes trapped alongside three strangers, stalked by mysterious creatures each night. There's a lot going on there, a lot to kind of like unpack in that. So you got this girl, Mina, who gets stranded in a forest in Western Ireland, and she's trapped with three strangers, and they're trapped. They're stalked by different creatures each night. Interesting. This is by Ishana. Is that Shyamalan, as in like related to M. Night Shyamalan? Huh. Okay. I guess maybe that's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter or something, I guess. But yeah, Dakota Fanning. We like Dakota Fanning. It sounds like it could be okay. We'll see. The Watchers. I don't know. I like Ireland, forest, trapped beasts. Sounds fun. I'm really worried though. I'm really worried. But I want to say it's going to be better than a 2. I got to go with the 3. I'm giving a lot of these 3, but it's got to be better than a 2. And then this is interesting here. This is very interesting because after June 7th, which is the Ballerina and the Watchers, we go up to June 14th. And on June 14th, we get Bad Boys 4. Bad Boys 4 with Will Smith. Is Will Smith going to return to glory, or are people going to boycott this movie? I wonder what the response is going to be to Bad Boys 4. But this movie, I mean, you got Will Smith, and then of course you got Martin Lawrence, Eric Dane, and Ray Seahorn from Breaking Bad, and Vanessa Hudgens. So I mean, you have a great cast. You've got a great cast here. Plot unknown, 4th installment of the Bad Boys series. I want to care. I watched the first Bad Boys movie. I've never seen the second or third because I just didn't care. I don't really care about this. I'll probably wait and hear other people's thoughts on it. I'm thinking it's going to be a 2. I'm thinking it's going to be kind of rehashed, cheesy comedy. I think Will Smith is going to be the cool, badass guy, and Martin Lawrence is going to be the guy freaking out, kind of like normal. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. Just don't care. But Bad Boys 4, June 14th. I'm more curious how people are going to respond to it. Will slaps everyone. That's a whole movie. He just goes around slapping people, right? He should be slapping, right? Exactly. Exactly. Hilarious. But then we have on June 21st, The Bike Riders. This caught my eye here. This caught my eye. The Bike Riders, starring Austin Butler, who played Elvis in the Elvis movie, and Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon is another one of those actors that if I see him in a movie, I'm just going to watch it because he is phenomenal. It also stars Tom Hardy and a whole lot of other people. Oh, Norman Reedus is in it. Oh, that's cool. Didn't know that till right now. But The Bike Ride, especially a movie about motorcycles with Norman Reedus, perfect. It says The Bike Riders follows the rise of a Midwestern motorcycle club as it evolves over the course of a decade, from a gathering place for local outsiders into a more sinister gang, threatening the original group's way of life. So you're looking at a motorcycle club that starts off with good intentions and looks like it goes sideways and kind of gets dirty. So that's right up my alley, man. Like Sons of Anarchy, as you know, a guy who owns a Harley and rides it. I enjoy biker movies and biker shows. I am very much looking forward to this. Very much looking forward to The Bike Riders, especially you know, with this cast: Michael Shannon, Austin Butler, and Norman Reedus. I'm excited. 5 out of 5 on this. I am hoping this blows my doors off, and it's a 5 out of 5. It looks so good, so good. Okay, that is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. Thank you for confirming that. Bad Boys 4 is a Netflix movie. Okay, well, you know, and I wonder if Will Smith didn't have his slapping incident, if it would have gone to theaters. You got to wonder. Interesting. So here we are. We're in the second half of the year now, and so we're going to be getting. There's not as many movies, you know, that we know about that far, or the plot line. So we should zip through the second half of the year fairly quickly here. But we shall see. We'll talk, and we'll go forth as long as the Diet Coke keeps the caffeine flowing through the bloodlines here, and until Mother Nature calls and I got to go use the restroom. One of those two will end the stream. But here we go. Moving on. So we have June 28th, A Quiet Place, day 1, and plot under wraps. Don't know too much about it, but A Quiet Place, day 1. So from the Quiet Place franchise, we get, maybe it's like an origin story or something. Don't know too much about it. Also, June 28th, we have Horizon, an American Saga. Says it chronicles a multifaceted 15-year-old. Forgive me, I failed you. I have read a wrong word. That's what I get for that. Horizon, an American Saga, chronicles a multifaceted 15-year span of pre- and post-Civil War expansion and settlement of the American West. And it is directed by Kevin Costner, stars Kevin Costner, Michael Rooker, love Michael Rooker, Luke Wilson, Sam Worthington, Giovanni Ribisi, Thomas Hayden Church. Man, this is a great cast. This is a really good cast. Will Patton, really good cast. So it's a cowboy movie, which Kevin Costner is all about his cowboys. I'm looking forward to that. Is it going to be the greatest movie ever? I don't know. Quiet Place, day 1, not knowing too much about it. I got to guess 3 right down the middle. Horizon American Saga, I'm going to guess a 4. I think I'm going to enjoy that. And then moving up to July 3rd, we have Despicable Me 4. I don't really care. I don't really care at all, but it's a pretty big movie, and a lot of people are going to be interested. Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Miranda Cosgrove. It's going to be, it's going to sell a lot of tickets. I don't know that I care. Will I watch it? I don't know. Maybe not. And because of that, I'm not going to bother rating it. I just don't care. Yeah. OGP's house, not always a quiet place. No, it was not earlier, but I do believe the youngin has gone off to bed. So it has gotten quiet back there, thankfully. But it is not always a quiet place, especially when somebody comes to the door, dogs start barking, all that. Yeah, definitely not my house. No, if I was in one of those movies where you had to be quiet, we're fucked. We're just fucked. That's it. We're dead. But Despicable Me, July 3rd. So if you're looking for something to do 4th of July weekend, you got it right there. July 12th, 13th, 14th, nothing much going on. July 19, Twisters, an update to the 1996 film Twister, which centered on a pair of storm chasers who risked their lives in an attempt to test experimental weather alert system. And we know that was Helen Hunt and gosh, forgive me, what's his name, who passed away already. I'm a shithead for not remembering his name. But is this a sequel or what? Because it says an update. If this is just a remake, then they can kiss my ass. If it's a sequel, like maybe they're playing the kids or whatever, or the next generation of storm chasers, okay, fine. But I don't know. Twister with Helen Hunt was great. Bill Paxton, thank you, House of G fam. I know how shame on me for forgetting Bill Paxton's name, but I knew, saw his face, knew he passed away. Just I'm horrible with names, but yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know. Being a follow up, I really think it's probably going to piss me off, but I'm going to guess a 2 out of 5. Yeah, Twisters. Yeah, yeah. July 26th, Deadpool 3. Yes. Here we go. And so, Deadpool, a big movie like that, it's going to have the cast. Of course, you got Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Garner, who, man, I can't stand Jennifer Garner anymore because those stupid credit card commercials. But Morena Baccarin, who was, gained her real fame in the show Homeland. She's great. Hugh Jackman, as Logan. Interesting. That took me for a second there because I haven't really given this. I haven't done too much research. But Hugh Jackman as Logan. Interesting. But looks like they're gonna have a good cast. And Wolverine joins the Merc with a Mouth in the 3rd installment of Deadpool film franchise. Okay, well, all I had to do up here was read Wolverine joins. Deadpool and Wolverine together, sign me up. This could be the movie that gets me back on the Marvel train. I don't know, or at least in this particular, in the Deadpool world there. Deadpool and Wolverine together. This has to be good, right? This has to be good. I am still so burnt out on Marvel movies and stuff. I can't guess a 5, but I'm going to guess a 4. I'm going to guess that this is going to be a pretty good movie. I am pretty excited to see it. I'm going to go with the 4 there. I think that's where I'm at. Hugh Jackman has been transforming back into Wolverine as of late. That's cool. Nice. Getting all yoked up and working out and everything. Then August 2nd, we have a movie called Trap. And this is, there's not much about it, but it is M. Night Shyamalan. And stars Josh Hartnett, some other people. I don't know. I just don't know. We don't have much about it yet, but a movie called Trap from M. Night Shyamalan coming out August 2nd. So it looks like M. Night Shyamalan has a couple movies coming out this year. And then, here we go. August 9th, we have Borderlands. I'm guessing this is like the video game Borderlands, a feature film based on the popular video game set on the abandoned fictional planet of Pandora, where people search for a mysterious relic. I don't know anything about the game Borderlands, never played it. But you look at this cast here. Jack Black, Gina Gershon, Kevin Hart. I mean, this is a pretty good Kate Blanchett. This is a pretty good cast. I don't know anything about the video game. It says action, adventure, comedy. I don't know. I don't know. Trap, I can't guess. Borderlands, I'm gonna guess a 2. I don't think I'm gonna care for it at all. But it's got a great cast. August 9th. And then I'm also seeing Speak No Evil, which IMDb does not have a date listed for yet. But let's see here. Speak No Evil. Bum, 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 bum. I think, is this a follow-up? Maybe this is a follow-up to Speak No Evil. Because there's Speak No Evil's already out, but Speak No Evil, Shudder trailer. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, Speak No Evil 2024. Oh, it's a remake? They made the damn movie 2 years ago. They're remaking a movie they made 2 years ago. It's a remake. Like, are you shitting me? Why are we remaking a 2-year-old movie? James McAvoy's in it. I don't understand. A family invited to spend a weekend in an idyllic country house, go from a dream vacation to a psychological nightmare. It's a remake. It's a remake. What the absolute fuck? What a remake? What 2 years old? Whatever. Yeah. The first one, good movie. This one, I'm not excited about. A remake 2 years later? Nah. 1 out of 5 on my excitement level for that. 1 out of 5. Now here we go. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready for this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if anybody's ready for this. I don't know if we needed this or asked for this, but this is happening. This is happening. Alien Romulus. And IMDb is getting pissed off at me. Come on, Alien Romulus. Load up. Click on it. I'm clicking. There we go. Young people from a distant world must face the most terrifying life form in the universe. Now, this is supposed to, I read somewhere else, this is supposed to take place in between Alien 1 and Alien 2. I don't think it's, I think it's like in that universe, in that, franchise, but it's not supposed to necessarily involve like Sigourney Weaver and that cast of characters. Alien Romulus. Young people from a distant world must face the most terrifying life form in the universe. Oh, my gut says it's gonna be trash. My gut just says it's gonna be trash. Looking at it, I feel like it's going to be, this is the first time I've used this word tonight, but I really feel like this is going to be woke shit. And the reason I say this is because I don't know who the writer is, but, writers Fede Alvarez and Rodo, whatever. A couple years ago at Comic-Con, Fat Samurai Guy and I, Sexy Sumo, a couple others sat in on a panel for the Alien franchise, and they were talking about where they wanted to take it in the future. And they were all about, just woke. And I just fucking can't stand when you take a franchise we love and introduce political shit in it. I don't want neither side of the aisle. I don't want any of that shit in movies. Make the movie the way it should be made. Don't put a political agenda in your movies. And this, I feel like, is going to have, it's going to be like Evil Dead Rise, where it's going to be a horror movie franchise or a movie franchise that we love that somebody with a political agenda got a hold of. That's what I feel like this is going to be. And this, yes, I am looking forward to this as a solid 100% House of G fam. Nope. I'm with you, Jude. We're going to have to watch it. We're going to have to watch it, and it's going to piss us off. That's what's going to happen. August 23rd, there's something called The Forge, nothing much about it, and another one called The Firing Squad, which we don't have. It's Cuba Gooding Jr., Kevin Sorbo. We don't know too much about those yet. August 30th, Kraven the Hunter, which was supposed to come out last year, but Kraven the Hunter will be coming out August 30th. And let's see what was my level of excitement of Kraven the Hunter for last year? Let me go back to see Kraven the Hunter with Russell Crowe. I was expecting it to be a 2 out of 5. So I'll stick with that. I'll stick with the 2 out of 5. I hope it's better, but we'll see. We'll read the plot here. Russian immigrant Sergei Kravinov is on a mission to prove that he is the greatest hunter in the world. Yeah, I just don't know. Just don't know. Russell Crowe and a bunch of other people I've never heard of. So there's that. But then we have Dollhouse. And this says the upper echelon of the New York City fashion scene. Drama, horror, thriller. That's all we get out of it right now. There's nothing else but the upper echelon of the New York City fashion scene. Is it going to be good? I don't know. Is it going to be bad? Maybe, probably. But it's coming out later this year. Dollhouse. I don't know anything about it. So I can't really, I mean, the upper echelon of New York City fashion scene, a horror thriller. Based on that alone, my level of excitement right now is a 1. So I'm just going to write down a 1. But Dollhouse, there you go. There you go. And now that was, let's see, that was the end of August. So we are moving into September now. And September 4th, we have Jessica Frost, action, fantasy, sci-fi, a young woman searching for the truth about why a time-traveling psychopath is after her. She's thrown into a turbulent journey throughout the desert, time, and space, and her family's past. It doesn't have anything about who it stars or anything. It's just got a writer and a director so far. The plot line doesn't do nothing for me. It sounds like that we've taken ideas from other movies and put them in there. Jessica Frost, hopefully it's great, but right now my excitement and prediction is a 1. Let's see here. Same writer, remake of Evil Dead 13, I believe, be more than sci-fi. The Alien movie. Believe more than sci-fi alien movie. Oh, it's more a horror than a sci-fi movie. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too excited. I'm not too excited about it. But then here we go. I'm gonna read this cast here. And Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe, Winona Ryder. Don't know anybody else down that side. Catherine O'Hara, Monica Bellucci, Michael Keaton. This sounds like it will be a phenomenal follow-up to Beetlejuice in Beetlejuice 2. But I am looking at the poster. And this is called Beetlejuice 2. And the poster doesn't have a picture of Beetlejuice. It has a picture of Winona Ryder. Why does the poster for Beetlejuice 2 not have Beetlejuice on it? Why does it have Winona Ryder? What I think it is we're making a movie about Winona Ryder, whatever character she is. Let's see. Her character name is Lydia Dietz. We're making a movie about Lydia Dietz where apparently Beetlejuice is going to show up. I hope it's a good movie, but man, and you know what? With this cast, you go like, it's got to be good, right? It's got to be good. God, something tells me it's going to suck ass. Something tells me Beetlejuice 2 is going to suck ass. So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to guess right now that I'm going to hate this movie. I want to love this movie. I want to really like this movie, but I feel like this is going to be a 2. I feel like maybe like because of the cast alone and bringing Beetlejuice back, you got to give it at least a 2. But I feel like it's going to piss us off and disappoint. I am very, very, very concerned about Beetlejuice 2. The cast is too good. It's just too good. And it's directed by Tim Burton. I want this to be so good. But man, I feel like it's gonna disappoint the shit out of us. Star-studded cast. Give us Michael Keaton on the poster, right? Give us Beetlejuice. That would be like making a show about Wednesday Addams and not putting Jenna Ortega on the poster. Who was on the poster? Jenna Ortega, Wednesday, right? How are you going to make a movie called Beetlejuice and the poster is just Winona? She's a great actress. No problem with her at all. None. Jenna Ortega, Winona Ryder. I mean, like Catherine O'Hara, Monica Bellucci. You look at the cast, if you're just talking about the female side of the cast, phenomenal, but then you add Willem Dafoe, Justin Theroux, Michael Keaton, some of these other names, and you're like, this is amazing. This is an amazing cast. This has to be good. Tim Burton has to be good. I hope it is. I'm just concerned. I just really am. Transformers 1. Scarlett Johansson, John Hamm, Michael Key. An origin story set on Cybertron, home of both the Autobots and the Decepticons. The film is said to focus on the relationship between Optimus Prime and Megatron. Oh, it's got Lawrence Fishburne too. If this is really just set, and looking at it, it says animation, action, adventure. If this feels like the original Transformers cartoon, if this feels like we're going back to the 80s and seeing that original Transformers cartoon, I might be down. If it is 2020's crap and they give us like a kinder, gentler Megatron or something, it's going to piss me off. The live action Transformers movies of late, I just whatever, they're there. This last one I haven't even watched yet. Will I? Maybe someday. I don't know. I don't know if I need Transformers 1. I kind of like that it's an animation, which I'm not big on animated movies. But I hope it's man. Okay, it's directed by Josh Cooley. I'm going to do a little bit of research here just to see maybe give myself a little more of a scoop. So Josh Cooley as a director, what else has he directed? Toy Story 4. It's not doing much for me there. He's been involved with Disney shit. That hurts. I don't know, man. Gosh. Writers, let's see. One of the writers is known for Ant-Man and Wasp, No Exit, Die in a Gunfight. Let's see. Another one of the writers is known for Harry's All Night Hamburgers, Knock at the Cabin, and Monsters 2015. Because there's 3 writers here. Let's see what the other writer listed, known for Ant-Man and Wasp, Die in a Gunfight. So same. Ant-Man didn't do shit for me. I want this to be a fun, nostalgic animated film, but I think it's gonna suck. I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna guess a 2. I want it to be good, and I'll check it out. But I know I'm paying to see that in a theater if that's where it's going. But yeah, I want it to be good. Then also on September 13th, we got an untitled Blumhouse film. And so we don't know anything, no title, no plot, no nothing. But it looks like it has, I'm guessing these are Indian folks, like not Native Americans, but Indian, like Hindu Indian. I with no chance ever of pronouncing their names, and nothing about the story or anything, but it looks like there'll be a a Blumhouse movie coming out on September 13th also. Then September 20th, there's a movie coming out called Wolves. Not wolves, but wolves. It says it follows two lone wolf fixers who are assigned to the same job. Who would those fixers be? None other than Brad Pitt and George Clooney. Brad Pitt and George Clooney in a thriller. Sign me up. Sign me up. If there's another franchise that I wish would come back and maybe get it right with a sequel, Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11, loved it. Ocean's 12, okay. Ocean's 13, that other Ocean's 8 or whatever, Ocean's 11, man. You put that cast together, wow. So you give me Brad Pitt and George Clooney, I'm sold. I am sold. I think this is going to be phenomenal. It's also stars Austin Abrams, Amy Ryan, and a couple other people I don't know. There's not much about it. There's not much aside from the fact it's a thriller that follows two lone wolf fixers who are assigned to the same job. Remember, Dexter. What was not? I'm sorry, not Dexter. Ray Donovan was a fixer. He was like a fixer. So if you're giving me that type of guy with a movie starring Brad Pitt and George Clooney, I'm in. I think The Wolves, I'm guessing 5. That is going to be a phenomenal movie. I'm guessing that is going to be absolutely great. And then here we go. September 27th, 2024, the 11th installment of the Saw franchise. And there ain't jack shit about it. No actors, no plot, no nothing. All it is Saw 11, and it's a horror movie. That's all we know. But I am excited. I'm guessing 5 out of 5. I'm guessing it's gonna blow my doors off. If it's as good as Saw X, I am gonna be in heaven. So there's that. Then October 3rd, The Legend of Johnny Jones, action horror thriller. Set in the housing projects of New Jersey, a young man who is known only poverty and abuse all his life suffers a mental breakdown and embarks on a killing spree unlike any other in history. So you're telling me this is going to be that epic that this guy is going to go on that type of killing spree? And it doesn't say who the killer is, but it stars Dylan Playfair as Officer Davis, who Dylan Playfair plays Riley in Letterkenny. And I love me some Letterkenny. So I'm excited for this. It seems like it's going to be a lower budget movie, maybe not low budget movie. Let's see if we have any type of budget right now in the info down here. No, 3.5 million. That's a decent budget. It's not big budget, but it's a decent budget. Legend of Johnny Jones. I'm hoping that this is going to be real good. Is this a Canadian film? Let's see. Country of origin, Canada, eh? Okay, very cool. So Legend of Johnny Jones, a killing spree unlike any other. Well, Johnny Jones, I challenge you to actually go out and be that badass. And Bronson Taylor plays Johnny Jones. So maybe Bronson Taylor is the killer. I'm not sure. We shall see. But I hope it's really, really good. I hope this is one of those that really surprises us. And I'm going to guess a 4 out of 5. I'm going to guess a 4. But this also could bomb and be a 1 very easily. And that's October 3rd. Then October 4th, Joker. Is that Folly Adieu? How the hell you say that? It looks like Folly Adieu. So French, Folly Adieu, whatever. Part 2, right? So plot unknown, sequel to the 2019 film Joker. We know Joaquin Phoenix is back as the Joker. Harley Quinn is being played by Lady Gaga. I'm concerned about that. Brendan Gleeson, Catherine Keener. I mean, some faces I recognize, but no big name actors, but that's okay. We don't need that. as long as the story's good. But we get nothing about it. But it's gonna be a musical, crime drama musical. I hope it's good, man. I hope they nail that. Jude, I'm concerned with you. The first Joker was phenomenal. It's a 5 out of 5. Lady Gaga and making it a musical. I'm guessing too. I'm thinking this is really going to disappoint, and that's disappointing. October 10th, we have Crawlers, a horror movie. Says in the year 2030, a zombie pandemic of biblical proportions decimates the United States population. American survivors rush to Mexico to El Santuario del Sur, the southern sanctuary, a rocky plateau believed to be zombie free. So there's a zombie apocalypse, and people are heading on down to Mexico. Directed by somebody I've never heard of, starring a whole bunch of people I've never heard of, and only one of them has an actual picture, and he's not even billed as like the top guy. He's like just a bartender or something. Crawlers. Let's see if we got a budget at all down here yet. Runtime hour and 30 minutes. It's going to be in color. Oh, very nice. Yeah. My guess is it's going to be terrible. I hope it's good and blows our doors off, but my guess is Crawlers is going to be a 1. I really don't have very high expectations for that. Ben Masters, what up? Did you see Voyage of the Demeter? Yes, Ben. Last Voyage of the Demeter. I talked about that earlier in this. I know we're 3 hours deep into the video now, but Last Voyage of the Demeter was one of my top movies of the year. And since we're at 3 hours, let's do a recap. Anybody who's hopping in right now, it is 10 on the West Coast. It is 1 a.m. on the East Coast. I'll back up real quick before let's see. We were at October 18th. The next one we're going to talk about is Smile 2. But before we get into Smile 2, let's recap. I'll tell you really quickly. My highest rated films of 2023 were Oppenheimer, Saw X, Scream 6, The Nun 2, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, Insidious, Red Door, Sound of Freedom, John Wick 4, and Equalizer 3. I know a lot of people cringe when I say The Nun 2 in there, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. I really enjoyed that movie. So those were my favorites. My most hated movies of 2023, Cocaine Bear, Winnie the Pooh, and Evil Dead Rise. Man, Evil Dead Rise pissed me off. But The Last Voyage of the Demeter, I enjoyed it. I equate it to a modern day Hammer film. I think it's it's slower paced. It is it's dark, it's evil, it's a very ugly, creepy Dracula, not like the well-groomed Dracula we see in some more modern or other movies. I like this Dracula. I like how dark and evil, and the story, it's slow paced, but it continues. It moves forward. There's no wasted scenes or anything. Everything that you're seeing is serving a purpose, getting us to the end of the story. And and when you find out, that Dracula, he's on the boat, he's eating animals and people and stuff, and he doesn't look like he's very healthy, and so you're going like, why is he so unhealthy looking? Because he's rationing his food. So he's not eating everybody at once, or sucking all their blood, whatever. He's rationing his meals until he gets to land, and then once they get within like close to the coast, he just goes on a spree and does what he does. Not to spoil the end of the other movie, but The Last Voyage of the Demeter, I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. Didn't like Joker. It was too real. No, you know what? Man, I'm telling you, when he was on stage and he shoots good old Robert De Niro, that was epic. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Joker. Sorry you didn't like it. Shadow Man, what up? What up? How you doing, Shadow Man? Happy New Year to you. Carnage, what up? Happy New Year to you as well. Long time since I said no, and I appreciate you dropping by and hanging out with us for a bit. We're talking movies. If you want to hear, I did go through like a recap, kind of like talking about 2023 best, worst, some of the honorable mentions, kind of news stories, and paying homage to some of the folks, actors and stuff that we lost last year with this video. And since then, we've kind of been you just reviewing movies a little bit and then kind of looking at everything coming out next year. So it's a little bit of a long video here. But if you want to hear, all the list of everything that I'm looking forward to next year, I'm going to make a list and I'll like post it somewhere so everybody can see what my guesses are. I'm guessing the scores, how good I think these movies are going to be next year as we go along here. But Happy New Year to you all. And everybody, if you're here, thanks for dropping in and hanging out for a bit. I appreciate it. And if you don't mind, please, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. Really helps the channel out, and gets the algorithms out there and stuff, and spreads the good word. So hit that thumbs up if you would not mind. Here is a solid question, Nocturno. Solid question. I have a whole list of movies, and I have only one movie listed as TBA, to be announced, and that is Maxine. I cannot wait for this movie. It is supposed to be the best, the goriest, the bloodiest, the most violent of the trilogy. And are you kidding me? Because Pearl and X were phenomenal. That could be one of the best franchises. I mean, if they hit a home run with Maxine, this might be arguably one of the best trilogies in history of any genre. I don't care. X and Pearl are so damn good. I really, really, really hope that they hit a home run with Maxine. I really do. Crazy to think we are not far from 2030. I know, Wicked Network, right? It's crazy. When you think about now, they say, it's so weird to think, like, if you were born in the 1970s, you were only born like less than 30 years after World War II ended. Like 30 years after World War II ended. I mean, we're getting damn close to 100-year anniversary. You're like, man, it makes you feel old. But, hey, it just, time marches on, man. And there's nothing we can do about it. We just got to live our lives, do things we love, like watching fun movies and talking about them and hanging out with good friends and people we enjoy spending time with, and just, hey, we all got to go to work and make money and, have a living. You got to do that. You got to support yourself some way or another. And I'll tell you, you got to do what you can, but you have to find a balance. You have to get to a point, set goals in your life to where you can get to the point where you can spend your life doing what you want to do instead of what you have to do. Got to do what you want to do and enjoy your life. The idea that you have to go, answer, to the man every day and spend all your time, chasing somebody else's dream, helping them get rich and stuff. It's frustrating. So, you got to go chase your dreams or do the best you can and have some fun and enjoy life. You have to. You really have to. And me and my man Shadow Man, both of us, and Jude, we're all kind of old fogies here, and Wicked Network. I know you're getting up there. Bunch of old fogies here, but that's okay. We are living our lives and having some fun, doing the best we can. But man, what a great time I had out there in Vegas, man, hanging out with Shadow Man. Man, I was hammered that night. Oh my goodness, I lost track of how many of those big beers I had. Went back and watched those videos, and I was like laughing hysterically at myself how hammered I was. It was a lot of fun, man. I can't wait to get back out there, hang out with Shadow Man again, do it up, man. It was a blast. You mean this year, OGP? I know it's only been 3 days. Yeah. We're talking about, I'm sorry. Lost you on the comment there. Lost you on the comment. But anyways, I do want to try and get through the end of the year here. So let's jump back into it. Smile 2 coming out October 18th. October 18th. Let's see if we got any good information on Smile 2 yet. It says it is a horror, mystery, and a thriller directed by Parker Finn and starring Naomi Scott. That's all we know. Smile was one of those movies that I enjoyed, but it felt kind of incomplete at the end. Like I was like, that's it. Okay. Obviously we're setting it up for a sequel. So I didn't really care for that. There were parts of it that I was like, okay, whatever. And there were parts of it that I was like, oh shit, this is good. So Smile 2, definitely a movie I'll be checking out. I'm going to guess, that it's probably going to be right in line with the first one, and which I would probably rate at like a 3 out of 5 right now. So that's what I'm going to guess. Smile 2, I'm going to guess my rating will be like a 3 out of 5. Not too excited for it, but it's one that I'll definitely be checking out. And then here we go, October 24th. This is a movie that I'm, for all intents and purposes, I think is going to be bad. But it's called Detour 95. It's an action horror thriller. It says Candace leaves northern New Jersey for Miami, Florida to escape the violence and poverty. She quickly finds herself fighting for her life in a redneck nightmare. Starring Danny Trejo. That is enough right there to tell you it's probably gonna suck. Most Danny Trejo movies are garbage. I have nothing against Danny Trejo. Most of his movies suck. So I just kind of Detour 95. My guess is a 1 out of 5. I just don't think it's going to be very good. Sorry, I get to rambling and I have to wet the palate there. Got to keep the throat moist so I can keep yapping. Here we go. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end of the year here. Now, here is where I'm going to speak some blasphemy to most of you. I'm going to speak something that a lot of you will probably disagree with. And Terrifier 3 is coming out October 25th. And frankly, I don't give a shit. I did not like the first Terrifier movie. I thought the story was stupid. It was not very well written. And the effects were cheesy. Yeah, they threw a lot of blood around. The chainsaw the girl in half. Okay, cool. But it sucked. I just didn't like it. They made a dumb decision to go in that building. Why did the girls go in that building? Like get the hell out of there. No, we're going to go in this building. Dumb. Part 2 was better, but it was way too freaking long. Like way too long. The whole dream sequence stuff, you could have cut all that shit out. All that dream sequence stuff could have cut out. And then the car, when they're in the car, they're riding along in the car, and the two girls are arguing with each other. And it's like, okay, we get the point. We get the point. And they're still arguing. We get the point. They're still arguing. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, director, cut out of this scene. This is pissing me off. So Terrifier 2 was better, but it was still not great. Terrifier 3, I just don't give a shit. Will I watch it? Yes. I'll review it. Yes. Hopefully they take that money and they invest. But here's my problem. Here's my concern. Here we go. Who is the writer for it? Damien Leone again. Dude, I'm sorry. Terrifier 2, the visually, the effects and stuff were way better in the first one, so you did good there. Maybe you can direct, but dude, you can't write for shit, man. I'm sorry, Damien Leone. You're not a good writer, in my opinion. Not good. So who are we getting back? Lauren Lavera. Okay, whatever. She's Sienna. She survived the first one. Great, good for her. Art the Clown's coming back. And don't get me wrong, David Howard Thornton, he's phenomenal. The character Art the Clown is great. The glass scene in the store where he's trying on the different glasses was funny. But just man, this movie's gonna come. I'm gonna watch it, but there's no anticipation for it at all. None. I think I'm not gonna like it. My guess is I'm gonna give it a 2. It's kind of cool that they're going with the Christmas theme for this one, but I don't care. I just don't care. And Robert agrees. Very nice. Yeah, more sequels, more unoriginality. But is what it is. What are you going to do? Then we have a movie called The Wolfman, also coming out that same day. Says it's about a man and his family who have been scared to death by a deadly predator. And that's really all we know. That is really all we know. So The Wolfman, kind of hard to gauge there, but the fact that we don't know any of the actors or anything is cause for concern. I'm going to guess a 1. Then October 31st, on Halloween Day, we're going to get The Third Parent, a neighborhood 4th of July celebration, which is funny because it's coming out on Halloween, but whatever. A neighborhood 4th of July celebration is interrupted by a ferociously bizarre anomaly who overpowers a family in order to teach them how to become better people and more compliant citizens. Interesting. We have nothing in the way of cast or anything like that yet. Yeah, filming locations. Las Cruces, New Mexico. That's kind of cool. Uh, I yeah, I don't. It's directed by the same guy who wrote it. We don't know any of the actors yet. My guess is the third parent is probably not going to be good. I'm going to guess a 1. I'm just throwing out a 1 now because they don't give me enough information yet. If it's announced, we should have a little more than that. Then we have The Evil Within. The Evil Within. Get this. This is the biggest, fattest one red flag you've ever heard in your life. The Evil Within. Director, Nicolette Rose. Writer, Nicolette Rose. Star, Nicolette Rose. I'm looking to see a producer. I really want to see a producer. $25 million. Who gave this guy $25 million to make a movie that he writes, directs, and stars in? I am calling bullshit. Oh, we will see. But no, Evil Within, I am sorry. If you are a writer, director, and the star, your movie is going to suck because you have nothing but yes men around you and nobody to tell you that you need to fix your script or anything. Evil Within is a video game. Okay, but the same writer, director, and actor, that's never good. That is never good. You can't be all three of those. And then November 8th, we have a Venom sequel. So the sequel to Venom is coming out with Tom Hardy, Juno Temple, and another dude who I can't pronounce his name. And it's untitled, and there's no description of it yet. I have not seen the first Venom. I don't know if I'll give a shit to see the second one. I'm going to guess it's a 1. I'm really not excited about it at all. But then here we go. This one looks kind of interesting to me. And Jude, if you're into the spy stuff, this may pique your curiosity as well. So this one is called The Amateur. The Amateur. Listen to the cast. Rami Malek, Lawrence Fishburne. Where else? I know I'm missing somebody. Where? I saw somebody else in here I'm not seeing now. But anyways, Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne. Oh, maybe it was just Rami Malek. I thought there was somebody else in this movie. But anyways, between Rami Malek, Rami, however you say his name, and Lawrence Fishburne, that's great. That's a great start to a cast right there. Hey, you give me $25 million to make a movie. Oh my God. I promise you, I would make the most violent, bloodiest, goriest, cringeworthy movie you have ever seen in your life. People they talk about Terrifier 2. People were like throwing up and leaving the theater. I guarantee you, and that was all bullshit, but I guarantee you people would be throwing up and leaving the theater if I had $25 million. Guaranteed. I already have the script written. I need the money. I have the script. It's called The Bread of Wickedness. And the opening scene starts off with an exposed femur and an evil fucker tapping on that exposed femur with a knife, tapping on it. Imagine you're awake. Somebody's cut your skin open, exposed your bone, and they're sitting there tapping on it. People will be barfing in the first 3 minutes of the movie. But anyways, give me $25 million and see what happens. But The Amateur, it says it follows a CIA cryptographer, right? Yeah. Follows a CIA cryptographer who manages to blackmail his agency into training him to let him go after a group of terrorists who killed his wife in London. Starring Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne. I cannot wait. So looking forward to that. The Amateur. On November 8th. I think I'm gonna guess a 4 out of 5 there. I think it's gonna be really good. November 15th, nothing really. There's a rock movie called Red One, which Chris Evans, don't care. But then also November 15th, there's Alto Nights, starring Robert De Niro, Deborah Messing, and Cosmo Jarvis. This could be very interesting, but it's a biography crime drama. It says Vito Genovese and Frank Costello, a pair of Italian Americans who run two separate crime families in the mid 20th century. Uh, Genovese attempted to assassinate Costello in 1957, although Costello retired from the mob. That explanation is not very good, but so you have Matt Servito from The Sopranos. Um, you have Robert De Niro, who's, obviously lots of mob stuff. And I'm not really seeing too many other like faces from like mob movies or anything, but those, it's a good start to the cast. I don't know. I mean, is it like, it's got De Niro. Is it going to be like balls to the wall, like gangster mob movie, or is it going to be kind of mild to tame? I'm guessing with De Niro, it's going to be pretty good. I don't know if it's going to blow my doors off, but Alto Nights, November 15th, I'm going to guess, making notes of myself here. I'm going to guess a 4 out of 5. I hope it's really good. De Niro and mob movies, that's my jam right there. That is my jam. Then November 22nd, Gladiator 2. This is the one. There's getting some controversy about this because you have Denzel Washington playing the Gladiator. We made the Gladiator a black guy. There's like some people up in arms about that. Me, I don't give a shit. You give me a movie with Denzel Washington, I'm going to watch it. It says follows Lucius, the son of Maximus, love Lucilla after Maximus's death. Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and let's see if anybody else. Matt Lucas, Peter Mensa, other people I don't recognize. But Gladiator 2, Denzel, I'm in. I don't know that I'm gonna absolutely love it, but I'm gonna guess a 4 out of 5. And then November 27th, we've got Incredibles 3. I don't care about the Incredibles, but I just thought I would note it. And then we have Wicked Part 1, fantasy musical romance. The story of how a green-skinned woman framed by the Wizard of Oz becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. The first of a 2-part feature film adaptation of the Broadway musical. I could care less. Maybe I couldn't care less. I don't know. It's got Michelle Yeoh. That's great. Ariana Grande, which whatever, she does nothing for me. But Jeff Goldblum, that's great. I mean, okay, you got a solid cast going on here. But it's a musical, so it's not really up my alley. And it's the story of Wicked. It's nothing I really care about. So I'm not too excited for that either. So I'm not even going to bother rating those. Just noteworthy. Thought I'd note them. Then we jump ahead up to December 13th. The Lord of the Rings, the War of the War of dogs' tails getting stepped on. The only thing that catches my eye about this is it's going to have Brian Cox in it, and Brian Cox is a great actor. Miranda Otto, I recognize her from something, I don't know what. These are all voice. Is this going to be animated? It is animated. Animated action adventure. Oh, I give a shit even less now. Lord of the Rings animated. What's going on with the animated movies this year? Lord of the Rings. I'm at a 1. I could care less. Really couldn't. And then also December 13th, an untitled Karate Kid movie starring Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. What? Untitled Karate Kid movie starring Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. If this is the case, this could be epic. So, that being said, I am hoping that's a 5. Bring me back to the Karate Kid franchise because the TV show, whatever it's called, I just not into it. But hey, hopefully that turns out to be great. But December 13th, the Karate Kid movie, that should be cool, right? December 20th, Mufasa, the Lion King. So it's an adventure drama family. It's got to be animated, right? It doesn't say it, but it's got to be. But yeah, voice. Seth Rogen is the voice of Pumbaa. Like, for real, we're supposed to take, like, seriously, Seth Rogen is the voice of Pumbaa. I don't know. I don't give a shit, really, honestly, about Mufasa, the Lion King. It's not anything I need to see, so I'm not even going to bother rating it. But then also Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is coming out. I still have not seen the first two, so I don't really care. And then we're getting down to it, man. We are getting down to it. December 25th, Nosferatu. I am very much looking forward to this. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Willem Dafoe, Bill Skarsgård, and some other folks that I don't recognize, but I think this is going to be good. I think it is a remake. It is a remake, but I think this might be good. I am very excited. I'm going to guess a 5. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to guess a 5. I'm very excited for this movie. And then The Street Avenger also comes out on Christmas Day. And the stars, when the first star is Danny Trejo. So my guess is not going to be good. Robert Lasardo. I mean, it's a bunch of B-movie actors. And it says a girl loses her father to gang violence. Seeking revenge, she becomes a vigilante fighting rival gangs while evading police. But reality proves unlike comic books. So yeah, it's a girl who's taking on the gangs and gonna whoop the gangs' asses. I just don't know. Just don't know. The Street Avenger, my guess is a 1 out of 5. And then we have let's see here. We're getting down to it. December 29th, Alien Wars Judgment Day. This is one of those ultimate super low budget movies. Do we even have that? They probably didn't put a budget on here. This is going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be an ultra low budget movie. And why can I tell you that? Because it's going to star Donna Hamlin, and nothing against Donna, but I was in a short film called Xmas 2, and I was in that movie or that film with Donna. It stars also Luc Bernier. I think it's Bernier. I think he's Canadian. I think maybe French Canadian, but Luc, and directed by Jeffrey Schneider. It is, I mean, this is going to be the ultimate low budget of low budgets. After an alien catastrophe, a few remaining human souls try to hold on to their sanity and their reality as humanity slowly dips or slips into darkness. Written and directed by Jeffrey Schneider, who I hope for the best. I hope it's really good. But yeah, he, hasn't done anything that, isn't, low budget. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. The problem is low budget sci-fi is very, very hard to do. And this is here. It says it's in post-production. Guaranteed, this is probably going to go straight to Tubi or maybe Amazon Prime or something. There's no way this is going to hit theater, so don't worry about that. But Alien War Judgment Day, just to be fair, and rate it, it's going to be a 1. And then the last one I have on my list here is Maxine, as the to be announced, and that's got to be a 5. It's got to be a 5 out of 5. But yeah, that is about it. We've gone through the year. Those are the movies that are coming up. I'm looking forward to. Yeah, thoughts on Black Mirror? Black Mirror, that's out on like Netflix already, right? And or Black Mirror TV series. Or is that the one? Is that Black Mirror? Is that the one with Aaron Paul or Aaron? Right, Aaron Paul. Haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen it. But people will watch and love it. Yeah, they will. They will. But look at that. Look at that. I said we're going to do a recap of 2023, and we're going to look forward to 2024. And I knew it was going to take some time. I knew it was, but that is that. We are 3.5 hours in. It is about time. Yeah, Jude, that is the controversy. I can't get over the Black Gladiator when there were black actors in the original. What? Yeah, you know what? I don't know. And to me, gladiators, like, that is a part of history I'm not like a real buff on or anything. I don't know in those days in ancient Rome if there was black people or not. So I don't care. But it's got Denzel, so I'm gonna watch it. That's where I'm at with it. It's definitely worth the watch. OGP. I consider Black Mirror the new Twilight Zone. Nice. Okay, it's it's a series, right? Then yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'll add it to the list. I keep seeing it like as I'm looking for stuff to watch. I keep seeing Black Mirror there, but I've skipped over it. I just for whatever reason I haven't clicked on it. I'll have to do that. Robert C. Good night, OGP. Just got home from San Antonio. Nice, nice, very cool. Glad you made it home safely, Robert, and hopefully you continue to have a wonderful beginning to your new year. That is, I think we're going to wrap it up. And so, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll figure out a way to post my list of movies and predictions somewhere. And maybe I'll try and get my recap list predicted, or of my predictions from last year posted as well. I'll try and type that up. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's been a lot of fun talking movies, hanging out with y'all, and hopefully you enjoyed hanging out with me. And it's an anthology series. Okay, very cool, very cool. But yeah, we will do it again next week. I will be in the greater Chicago area as my daughter will be graduating from Navy boot camp just over a week from now. So next week, I will be in Chicago eating some hot dogs and some deep dish pizza. So we'll do a live stream. I'm not sure exactly what time it'll be. I will try and post something ahead of time, letting y'all know, giving you an advance warning. I'm going to take the laptop with me, so I'll probably be doing it on the laptop there. But we will be doing some type of live. I'll be doing some videos from our adventures as we're out there in the Chicago area. So that will happen. But then after that, the following week, we'll get back on track. I'm kind of thinking I might go back to Tuesdays on the live stream instead of Mondays. Tuesdays are working out a little bit better for me. Wicked Network will definitely have a live stream next week. Definitely. But I'm not sure if it'll be Monday or Tuesday yet. Just depends on what we've got going on out there in Chicago. But as soon as I know, I will let you all know. But the following week, we will get back on track. But like I said, I might switch back to Tuesday just for the fact it is so much easier for me. And I know I lost a lot of you when I switched from Monday to Tuesday because the schedule just didn't work. And so that's why I came back to Mondays. Tuesdays do work a lot better for me. But we'll see. We'll try. But we'll get back on track the following week for sure on a regular schedule. For next week, though, I'm going to have to kind of play it by ear for now as we will be in Chicago. So I will see you then. It is Tuesday night now. Last week, I had told everybody that there was going to be some content between then and now. And I actually got sick again. I was like, this time it was like cold symptoms. I had a head cold, runny nose, sneezing, congestion, almost felt like allergies. But I think it was a cold. But it's gone now. And so hopefully I'll have some other type of content coming up for you this week before the end of this week. So we shall see about that, though. I don't know yet exactly. But anyways, thank you, everybody, for hanging out. It's been a blast. Appreciate y'all. One last time, if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button for me. I would really, really appreciate that. And you all have a good night. Have a happy new year. Best of luck and success and health and love to you all in 2024. And let's go get it. I'm hoping, hey, man, fingers crossed. I have a couple movies that I'm distributing this year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Scammers, the scammers do show up, but that's only because I was doing giveaways. But we're slowing up with the giveaways, and I'm not really announcing them anymore because I want the giveaways to be, for you all, for the friends of the channel, for my friends. Those of you that hang out with me are the ones that I'd like to reward with the giveaways and stuff. So kind of not really announcing them and doing them as much, just because I don't want that to be the focus of the channel. I want to be the focus talking about movies and having a good time. So anyways, thank you everybody. Shadow Man, take care of yourself. Hopefully I get back out there and see you very soon. And man, Cinestalker and I have been talking. We've been talking, and we're going to be doing some Vegas soon. Me and Cinestalker are going to be doing some Vegas soon. Can't wait to get back out there with Cinestalker and party it up with Shadow Man and Matt and everybody. Maybe do some more barbecue and stuff. It'd be a blast. Anyways, one last time, Happy New Year, everybody. Take care of yourselves. I will see you all very, very soon.